You know how hard it is to count to 10 stream? Chat. I should say chat. It's so hard to count
Did you
to
stream
10.
that?
No, I didn't.
Stream.
I don't stream that. It's our pregame, and we can't count to 10 because we suck. But it's what we get for being off for 2 weeks.
We are very intelligent.
We are very
hard.
intelligent.
We can count to 10-ish.
But the problem is when we've missed each other for 2 weeks and we all come back and we're just like so excited to hang out again. So we got some big streaks in the chat. So thanks Maddie for her 1 year, and Mel for 13 months, and Ward for 13 months. And I feel like I want to go pull up mine really quick and check while we start with some introductions. So we'll start with Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach. I play Doran, the Dragonborn Barbarian.
We'll go to Mel.
Hi, I'm Mel. I play Blair, the Spirit Host Witch Warlock.
We'll go to Maddie.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I play Isadora, the gunslinger half elf. I'm Maddie.
Oops, I don't. That's gonna echo for just a moment on the stream. Sorry, I did not have that unmuted. Changing my sub. I'm gonna go next to Nate. We're gonna do Zach. Sorry, I'm doing stuff
Nate.
on this one.
Hi, I'm Nate. I play Soren, the half-elf blade singer rogue.
Go to Sarah next.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Maximil, the Tiefling Sorceress Bard.
And last but not least, Josh.
Hello. I'm Josh. I play Jaeger Hellstrom, the demon? Devil? Alchemist Gunslinger? Maybe?
We don't know.
Touch these hands.
Just, I hope.
We'll see.
We'll
Human question mark.
find out.
Yeah.
And I bet the DM, the dungeon.
Hi, Ben.
I'm gonna.
Hey.
I'm gonna let you guys. I don't know what to call myself at all, so I'm gonna put it down now. Next season, you guys get to decide what I'm called and referred to as. I've seen that turn out so poorly and also so amazingly. So I'm just
We're
excited.
just the group for that.
I know.
Benjamin the Dungeon Man.
Benjamin.
Benjamin the Dungeon.
Benjamin.
The dungeon. The dungeon.
The Dungerman. The Dungerman.
Dungeonman. Benjamin the Dungeon.
See, this is perfect. I'm so glad we're here already.
The Dungerman.
It has been a long 2 weeks off, man. We had a bunch of people out 2 weeks ago, and then I got sick last week, and so we'll give a high level recap of where we've been here in Valecor's Haven, just to kind of summarize to where we got. So you guys came to Valecor's Haven with another person initially, who immediately went to the Spire of the Dreamer. Botrin came to town. You guys knew that you were in Eterna, things like wildness, trying to figure out how the world actually worked. But you came here and you met up with some interesting folks after surviving being abducted by the Ebon Hand. Met some wild characters. I mean, we met Tincture, and at the Magic Shop, you guys had apparently a fan club because you escorted Botrin here after Botrin ascended to the level of the Dreamer and became Onirian. The new Dreamer, and apparently that's a normal thing for these people. So they, the Dreamer stops being the Dreamer and somebody else takes their place, and it hasn't happened for quite a long time. But there's a planned celebration. You all knew that you wanted to move further inland to the capital and get some answers to, where are the undead coming from that attacked Busad. Tracked them back this way, so you got to think, hey, maybe these people know. Eventually met up with some fun characters in the Spire of Knowledge, but got to have a meeting at the council for Valecor's Haven, and got to go to the court and kind of speak your piece. It turns out that they know about the undead here, but it's not really a huge problem. There's some minor skirmishes with the existing border of what is considered King Dushin's kingdom. There's a few skirmishes, but really the Ebon Hand is considered a bigger threat by the nobility. So they kind of just ignore that, to which you all let them know this is a really, really big problem. And, the entire world will die if we don't solve this. So Lady Seraphina was like, hey, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, prove, go check some of these spots out, prove whether or not the Ebon Hand is actually operating within Valecor's Haven, because we don't think they are, but some of us got an inkling. You worked with the local, with an underground collective. They don't really call it, they're kind of the Thieves Guild, but I like underground collective better. They're not all thieves. They just operate outside the law. Found out some interesting details after some work with them that Seraphina was the leader of this collective's sister, and they were both changelings. Is that the right term I use? Doppelgangers. No, they were actual doppelgangers. Changelings exist, but these two were like doppelgangers, which changelings came from. I see Zach still keying out his gummies. The screen.
It's not just Zach doing it.
Yeah, God, I'm looking at notes, and these guys are playing gummy worms. I love this group so much.
I'll green out my drink.
Mine doesn't work because I don't use a green screen.
The remnants
Anyways.
of my zucchini bread.
You
Oh,
all.
there's cat hair on it.
I'm surprised
gross.
that doesn't key out more.
You all found out essentially Valecor was you figured out that Valecor was a pretty bad dude because, you know, after Blair joined the party, you find out that, you know, there was some ties to Valecor, this old magic user, this wizard that was capable of summoning familiars and was using them to try to manipulate magical artifacts. And it was very, very painful, and none of the familiars or people from the Aether realm, the ethereal plane, liked working with this guy. And it was just kind of like you had to punch your ticket. You basically, it was your turn to go, and you had to fucking suck it up and take one for the team. Sarah, please don't rip fabrics in space time.
She's just ripping,
Pulling a hole in her body.
She's just ripping a hole in the fabric of time.
This is just going to be green
In
screen
reality.
memes all afternoon.
Ben's trying to give a serious recap. We're all fucking with the green
Normal
screen.
Sarah behavior.
Normal Midnight Parliament
This-
behavior. But that,
This is
oh yeah,
what
that
you
on
do
par is
as a
definite.
physics major.
Yeah, definite normal Sarah behavior.
You make slime?
No, you tear holes
No,
in
we
space
tear
time.
apart. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yes,
not
they make
slime.
slime.
It's space time.
Rip holes in the fabric of reality on a Sunday.
Yeah,
Casual Sunday afternoon stuff.
yeah, exactly. I mean, what you're
I
gonna
wish-
do it
I
on
wish I could-
Monday?
Grab on a reality like that.
Anyways, you were saying, Ben.
Anyways, so Valecor
Don't mind.
bad, probably Lich, knew he had a painting that was likely serving as a phylactery. And you guys decided, hey, if we're gonna get help, why don't we just like flip this guy on its head and expose everything? And the fact that you couldn't do any mind probing of him, and everybody was really, really titchy when you mentioned it, because the king or Lord Valecor was not speaking. You figured there was something up really nasty with him. So during the celebration, you set off a master Ocean's 11 style plot, you know, explosion on one side of the city, abducting some people. They were really just red herrings, and you guys had the underground collective jump these bad guys and distract them and distract the city with the explosions from our fun little kobold friend that had a name that I
Yeah,
wrote
what was
down.
his name?
Oh yes.
If?
Snick.
Snick. Yeah. Snick, who acted like a crazy, wild, unhinged kobold. And then as soon as he realized you guys were on the up and up, you know, just dropped the charade and was just tired of the bullshit. But he set off the explosions. You guys made it into the tower, went up. Blair did ultra creepy Blair shit, crawled around around and through the building, found the painting. You all got up there, and I think Doran just said full send, fuck it, and burned the painting. To wit, Valecor and Seraphina appeared in the throne room. Valecor sitting on the throne, Seraphina out talking, and you guys approached her, and she became very apparently this kind of mind-controlled threat. That was the major issue. Through the battle, however, you eventually determined that it was not her, that Valecor had used her in some fashion and used her capabilities to turn himself into Seraphina, and she was disguised as Valecor and had her body mutilated and punctured by chunks of magical artifacts, as she was just a slave to him and had been completely taken over. and served as a living phylactery and channel or conduit of spells. But you guys banished the Lich by somebody going full fucking nuke mode, making a deal with the devil, quite literally, as far as you, like some of you are concerned. The crystals sunk deeper into, like, the end scene of what everybody saw was Jaeger stepped forward, did his weird thing where sometimes he like blinks out of existence and appears like 5 feet away from where he was, and basically stepped up to this guy with an explosive, dropped it. The crystals that used to stick out of his jacket a little bit, and or if he had his sleeves up, you could see the crystals kind of embedded into his arm, completely gone. Not enough time for you guys to see what exactly was happening. Actually, let me quickly double check that, because some people have wild perceptions. Jaeger's the one with the
fucking thing.
Not me.
Yeah, Jaeger's the one with the wild perception. So it doesn't matter. Jaeger knows what the fuck's going on.
We see
You all,
the monster shadow thing now, right?
Yeah.
you guys saw the creature show up. The Nightwalker shadow above him show up and reached down simultaneously with him and dropped something right on the true Valecor, and then just took a step back, and Valecor was instantly vaporized. And then that's where we are cutting back in to the aftermath of that battle. The middle of the round, as it's wrapping, you all look back to Seraphina, who was previously, as Valecor, standing there with this staff, doing kind of like half-ass fighting you guys, was doing what they were told, but it really was, now you can tell, a mindless drone. As soon as Valecor dies, she slumps back unconscious into the chair, drops the staff. The magical connection drops. You're not sure if she's alive. And Jaeger is standing back, and the shadowed form of the Nightwalker disappears into Jaeger. And
We're still
Jaeger,
in
this is
initiative.
I will go initiative to the end of this round, because there's a few interesting people that I want reactions from, but then Thorin and Max, since it's been past your turn, you guys can free action say something after Jaeger, but then everybody else can take an action if they wish. Jaeger, that was your turn.
I thought we ended with
You forgot to mention a
Isadora.
really big cliffhanger.
Yeah.
with
Gun in the
Isadora with her caliber and
Yeah.
Jaeger's mouth.
Come in.
Over. It's over.
That's Isadora's action then and turn, as she steps up to Jaeger and sticks a gun in his face.
Yeah.
Well, she actually shot me.
No, I didn't.
No, she did not shoot you.
Oh, you hit me with it, and it did 13 points. That's what that
Yeah,
was.
she
Oh,
hit
that's
you
right.
with
She
the-
just shoved it in you. Yeah, I
I was
forgot
gonna say,
about
I took damage. I remember
she
that.
shoved the muzzle into your mouth.
Okay.
So
Fine.
Isadora, you are not shooting Jaeger. The creature's gone, but Jaeger's still standing there. All right. Then Doran, with no targets besides possibly Isadora now, who's got a gun in Jaeger's mouth. What are you doing?
Seeing Isadora rush over and basically beat Jaeger with the butt of her gun and then stick it in his face, Doran is going to try to rush over to pull Isadora off of Jaeger.
Yeah, you got. She is just for you at your current height. You can walk over to the banister and grab her.
Oh, that's right. I'm huge.
You're huge right now.
I forgot well, to be fair, I wasn't really in that fight because I was out sick that week, but you know.
All right.
Oh, I don't know what happened. I blacked out. I wasn't here. I am going to attempt to reach and pull Isadora off of Jaeger, trying to calm her and be like, "Come on, we have to talk about this."
Alright, so you're going to attempt to grapple her.
Yeah.
So you're gonna make an attack check. So just make your go ahead and make your athletics check. Isadora, you can contest with either your acrobatics or athletics if you want to contest.
Okay.
With advantage for him because of rage, right?
Yep, he gets advantage because of range.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's do it again. The first one was better.
So 24 for Doran. Isadora, either acrobatics or athletics. Not enough. You are
That's an 18.
grappled.
And as I pull her off, I'm just like, what? Listen, I don't know what's going on, but we have to talk. We don't just assault each other.
Don't touch me. You have no fucking clue what just happened. You have no idea what's happening right now.
And that is why we need to talk about it.
That's why he needs to fucking talk.
I'm gonna cut you guys off there. 'Cause we are still in combat turn order. And Blair, what are you doing?
Looking like a fucking terrified cat off in the corner. All the meat tendrils stuck up on end, just... You know how cats look when they arch their back and they have that like low yowling, growling sound of distress? Yeah. It's that in the corner staring at Jaeger, and she's gonna go invisible.
Okay.
She wants no part of whatever that was.
So you guys are not immediately threatened now, but Soren and Maximiel, you guys have a free action you want to do. Uh-oh, we might have lost Sarah. Her camera is frozen.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Gotta check the chat. See
Also,
if she
question,
got
Ben, wasn't the Archmage here as well? The dude from the other tower, the spire?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, he teleported in and
teleported in.
Teleported in the last section, right? Like at the very end.
Because we called him for help in the middle of the lich fight.
Yeah, he stepped in to see me hit Jaeger,
Yeah.
like just
Okay,
as I did that.
He's
I'm
kind
gonna send
of
peepers over by him then.
he's down here next to Soren is where he kind of pops in, sees stuff, and is just kind of watching it unfold. Knowing what he's capable of, it's not surprising that he's just observing right now.
I'm gonna have peepers go down and kind of hang about him just in case.
Okay. We did lose Sarah, so we'll get
We
her.
lost to Sarah. Oh,
We'll get
no.
her response here in just a minute. But Soren, you can definitely take a free action and say something if you wish.
So, for clarity, I saw Isadora run across the room. I saw Jaeger with the shadow come back down into him. That
You definitely saw this concentrated explosion of force that absolutely vaporized this lich
right in front of me.
right in front of
And
you.
then Isadora, gun in the mouth, Doran trying to grab her and pull her off.
Guns
How
out of
high
the
up
mouth
is this
and
ledge?
about 15 feet. It's enough for Doran to reach over and grab and pull her, but he's at her shoulder level, grabbing her.
Can I like try and acrobatics? Are these pillars right here? Like jump between them and up onto the ledge?
Yeah, like over Doran's shoulder, sure.
Yeah. All right. I'm still.
You are
blade
is still
singing.
blade singing.
Yeah, so I'd have an
that is a
advantage on
total
it.
Soren maneuver. You do it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make you roll for that. That is absolutely something Soren could pull off.
So I'm gonna run up here, or I guess right there, and I want to see what, like, just quick read between the two of them. Like, do they look? I think in his mind, the moment is like, this is a body snatcher lich. Is Isadora him now,
Let me
or is she herself?
do that. We're gonna double me up here on the screen just so you guys can see everybody else until Sarah gets back in. I know she's on her phone trying drastically to fix this. Our internet is being wonky today, so womp womp.
Happens.
So I just quick observation, you can definitely see that Isadora is furious, fuming, angry, and very much feral animal mode, trying to get away from Doran, but Doran's just simply overpowering her right now. The end of her her blunderbuss is bloodied, and Jaeger's mouth is bloodied in the same pattern. And I'll let Jaeger describe exactly what he looks like, because we all know what Maddie looks like. Sorry, Isadora looks like right now.
You want me to? I mean,
Yeah, but just
Here.
he's getting the vibe check, like what is being felt right now. So if you want to fill him in on what he's just that initial look at you.
yeah, you got it. I would say Jaeger's actual like demeanor has shifted a little. So normally he's like standoffish or whatever. He is actually more calm. But when you look in his eyes, you see kind of like some purple and like
dark blue, almost like lightning kind of shoot across his eyes, just briefly. And
I don't
beyond
think
that,
color Jaeger size normally.
no, I don't think so either. But normally you would see like life and like him give some type of expression. He's got a dead look on his face.
Right. And I don't have like an action or anything, right? I just have.
It's about to open up to free action or to full off turn combat turn into it. That's your like your non-combat turn thing. And since
Right. I think
since Max is not here really quick too, Sarah, if you do want to type something into chat, we can give Maximil's reaction for you. Sorry, go ahead, Soren.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm gonna stand there, and if either of them try and like do some violent shit to each other, I'm gonna attack the aggressor. 'Cause this ain't it.
Giving Sarah just a second to put in what Max is doing as she's floating up in the air watching all this shit go down. Typing. Sarah is deciding what Maximil's doing. This is just deep thought on the character's part, I think. That's how we're gonna role play it up for the stream.
There we go.
Not that she's going texting as quick as she can.
Maximil's taking a moment to think.
Nice.
Okay, so Maximil
Oh boy.
floats over above the group and is going to ready fireball and says the next person who attacks makes us all go up in flames. Let's chill, please. And so, two of you that are not doing so hot with each other, you have Doran holding one of you, Soren ready to clearly attack somebody, and Maximil willing to blow everybody up if they don't get along.
And Blair in the corner.
And Blair hiding in a
In the
corner.
corner hissing.
I'm gone. I'm up the walls. I'm invisible.
Right there.
We lost Blair. I don't know where Blair is, but we'll deal with that later.
All right,
I know the bird's here. She's fine somewhere.
we are going to end combat then. You guys are out of combat. And where's your guys's?
Fuck, explain now.
I'll just holster my gun that was pointed at your gut. And I'll holster
Hey,
it,
Sarah.
spit out blood onto the floor.
Arms are pinned back. She's got the shotgun in one hand, just like
We can be civilized about this. Let's just let everyone go and possibly talk about this like we're a parliament and not a bunch of deranged devils.
yeah.
Oof.
There's only one of us who's a ranged fucking devil.
I would like an answer, but I don't think that putting guns in people's mouths will give us answers because that removes the answerable facet.
Max, I love you, but not right now.
I will blow us up.
I know you will.
So let's take a few steps back. Hold the anger. It's good for now. I'm also angry. Answers.
Yeah, why don't you tell them, Jaeger? Tell them what you just did.
Just saw an explosion, the largest I've ever felt, inches in front of my face, and now you're shooting him in the face. What is going on?
There's only one person I have ever seen hold that kind of firepower.
That's it?
Caliber?
That's all you have? He made a big explosion, so you're going to blow his head off.
No. Did you guys, am I crazy? Did you guys see the fucking demon that he
shadow
summoned?
thing?
You really think he did that on his own?
He's I've talked about this shadow thing before. I've seen it on top of him before. It's weird. He has the smoky.
Illusion.
No,
You saw
it's
it
not.
before?
It's a yes, I've seen it before. He's called upon it and nobody's believed me either. It's not an illusion. I've seen its eyes.
No, it's not an illusion.
He said
It's the same thing that killed me. It's the same thing that fucking killed me. That took over the whole fucking family. That took over. Tell him, Jaeger.
That took over what? What do you think I did exactly?
Tell us what it is first, then we'll address the rest. They seem to think that this thing is real, that it's not just some illusion conjured from your fucking belt. What is it?
I don't know. I've already talked to you guys about this. I don't know what it is. But I do know what we just went up against. And it's the whole reason I went down this path to begin with, is people like them trying to take power for themselves.
Motivations being what they are, that's not really the important point right now.
What it is, I have no idea. What it did, I do. And there's only one thing in this entire world that I care most about, and that's getting my family back. And we were probably going to lose today.
Don't know now, do we?
My point being,
He's here now, too. The awesome wizard fella. He just popped in. He could have helped us.
could have, or it could have
What's
been
the read
late.
on him right now?
He's just observing.
Watching us.
Yep. He's
Thank
just,
you so much for showing up. That was appreciated. I did not expect it to go this way, so thank you for your time.
I like you all, but I don't meddle in the affairs of mortals much. Seems you have this under control. He pops out of existence.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so what did it do? Like, yes, it helped us win the battle. What did it do? What did you do to make it do that? I've never seen that sort of before.
I just watched an entire person disintegrate in front of me.
You made a deal.
Deal for
I
what?
will, as a
What?
point of order, just making sure your character is unaware of any deal that just transpired, Isadora.
Mhm.
This would be conjecture based off of what you know from history. So just
That
making
is
sure
correct.
we're super clear on that. Okay, perfect.
That is correct.
Thank you. Also, I put something into art share, and I showed it on the stream for a moment there. I don't know if we shared this before, but just making sure that it was seen at some point. We do have Sam art of the Nightwalker guiding Jaeger.
Yeah.
Jaeger, what did it do and what did you do?
Again,
Please interpret that as the most liberal of explanations, not literally I blew up the man because we needed him to be blown up. What are the consequences of what has just happened?
I do not know
Fuck.
Bullshit.
what
Jaeger.
No, he probably doesn't. He probably has.
Here's the thing.
Do I believe him?
Jaeger, are you being deceptive or in any way you don't know the details of that? You can DM me directly if you feel like you're being deceptive or honest. And then while he DMs me, Sora, you can roll an insight check if you like.
Yeah, I would like.
Oh, can't type.
But Blair can see people's like etherealness. Where's Blair? Where'd Blair go? She can probably help with this. She knows weird things. Blair?
We lose her? Blair?
Blair? Blair?
Is she invisible? Or is she.
The bird is
No, like real
grounded,
quick,
I'm
out of
assuming.
character. Is she invisible or is she perceivable?
She's invisible.
Yeah,
Visible?
she's
Okay.
hiding invisible in like one of the corners of the room.
Oh,
Papers is still just chilling on the
is
floor, right?
Blair okay? Did you do something to Blair?
Why do you just
Oh.
accuse me of everything?
Well, because Isadora said you made a deal. You just made something pocket nuke. There was a demon standing in front of your head. Fang shadow demon. I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna call it a demon and be kind. So, like, what happened?
Ben, you had something?
Yep. I'm just completing this contested skill check here. Just I know part of it I'm doing via DMs.
Story number.
They're the same.
So
Oh, they're both
Jaeger, to
Fun.
just to maintain the atmosphere we have going, Jaeger, DM me exactly, like, because again, you get to say what he interprets from that. You know what the roles are. You DM it to me, and Nate, I'm gonna tweak anything I feel like needs tweaked, and I'm gonna send it to you for Soren.
Oh boy.
If Soren picks up on anything, and the rest of you don't pick up on this, but and then after that, Jaeger has his continuation of what he was saying before somebody else incited that. Question two, as he's typing that, Doran, are you still holding Isadora back? It doesn't seem like she's struggling. Isadora, are you struggling against the grapple, or you just kind of accepted that he's holding you back? Is it very much like
Very
a, hold me back,
small.
bro, hold me back?
No, it was like a like feral, but then like the moment that they started this conversation, she just kind of went still.
Yeah, I think as soon as Isadora goes still, Doran's gonna, like, his grip doesn't stay tight. It releases a little, but he still has his hands, like, ready to grab at a moment's notice.
I'm gonna float down and hold Isadora's hand.
Isadora is gonna just continue being still, and with her other hand, just kind of move Doran's hand off of her shoulder and just keep holding it with the other.
Okay, Jaeger, go ahead with what you were saying before someone tried to incite you.
Okay. Here's the thing. I do not know what it is, what is out there. I only know one thing, and that's to get my family back. This lich that we were fighting was clearly out of our league. And in my way to get to my end goal, which has always been my end goal, my family. I don't exactly know what I did, but we're here now, and it helped. What comes next, so be it. If you want to fight me, Isadora, for something I obviously don't remember doing, let's go.
No one is
But that
fighting
makes-
anyone. That is
Fair.
not who we are. That's not what we're here for.
I don't want to fight, especially you all.
Can you give us any more possible detail?
Here,
How did you meet the thing?
I'll pull down my sleeves. The crystals are gone.
Jaeger,
don't
I
know
have an
what this
intelligence
means.
of 11. You need to tell us a little more.
They are gone, and there is fresh,
Right.
hairless skin where they used to be,
No
and
scars, no
also
nothing.
the veins. You can see the veins and the capillaries and everything around that area. They're lit up slightly as they're glowing that mana ethereal kind of blue. The crystals are very clearly embedded fully into his arms now.
Oh, like he sucked him in or something.
Yes.
Can I make an Arcana check to see, like, what is going on? with the crystals other than they're inside of his skin now?
But I want to know specifically, does it look like they are now stronger or like they've been depleted?
Jaeger typically looks like the crystals typically look depleted after a massive event. They look like they're in a recovery state right now. But if you were to surmise anything from that, he is more deeply connected to them than he was before.
Okay, Jaeger, who gave you the crystals?
Really quick too.
Yeah, sure.
This is a secondary thing that's happening on the side. Jaeger, as all of this is going on, you catch out of the corner of your eye, and as soon as you make eye contact with her, Blair just kind of goes tap, and then is immediately invisible again and touches the lady sitting in the chair, who kind of goes and the actual Seraphina opens her eyes behind you and is labored breathing in immense amounts of pain and is trying to make heads or tails of what's going on. She's very confused and just coming out of a very bad brain fog. But immediately, Blair goes invisible again.
Look at Max and Dorn and just, you take care of them. I'm going to handle this.
Jaeger's...
Walk over, no words.
The rest of you kind of hear the whimpering, but Jaeger, you're the only one who sees Blair do the tap. And then...
I'm going to life transference.
Okay.
Oof, ow.
She reaches up and grabs you, and you feel a sharp pain in your hand, and you realize that it's not anything she's doing on purpose. There is a shard of some ancient blade that has been embedded into her hand, and she's accidentally stabbed you with it. Who are you? Thank you for...
I'm here to help.
How long did he have me?
We don't know, but he's gone. You're safe. We're dealing with some things. It's going to be very tense, but you're safe. Don't worry.
She, they, being a doppelganger, just breaks down sobbing and kind of falls into you.
I don't see Blair, do I? She's just fucking gone.
No, Blair's gone. You may have heard a slight...
I will add as well. I have dematerialized papers at this point as well. He's not here either.
Oop.
The dial-up tone sound, is that part of the song?
Oh, no,
that...
it's Sarah. Sarah's mic is...
Oh, okay.
There's a static in Sarah's mic that's getting... You might want to, mute...
What is that?
You want to mute and then reseat your microphone really quick. It sounds like the connection's loose.
I messaged you. It might be your phone. It might be electronics, like on the cord, near your cord, something weird.
Yep.
Happens every now and then.
It's freaking me out. What is that?
No, I like it.
It's a special effect. Something is happening. You just don't know.
It sounds like it's part of the music a little bit.
The girl's walking through the TV from The Ring.
Yeah, it's Blair.
It's the Ring crossover episode with the actual Blair.
Blair's gone. Huh?
She's back now, and she's creepier than ever. You're just gonna die in 7 days. Oh no, it's Sarah. No, I looked back. No. I looked back at the wrong time. Oh god, that was bad. All of you with the hair, stop it. I know. I could do it too. I could flip it in head. Yeah, I would have
to keep the hair out of my ass.
Yeah, I would have to take the pony out and everything. I don't want to do that.
How is it now?
Sounds really good. We'll let you know if it kicks up again.
Jaeger, for the love of everything in this world, pretty please stop being evasive and just be level with us. We will not be upset with you if you just tell us everything you know. We will make sure that you are okay and that you are able to rescue your family. We will not leave you.
He doesn't think that we can do it. He doesn't even think that he can do it. That's why...
Stop fighting words, please. I know you're angry. Jaeger, please. You have never told us the truth for your entire tenure here. You have always been evasive, and it drives me slightly batty because I've had people telling me lies my entire life. So if you could, pretty please, just tell us everything you know about this thing. There is something you are hiding, and I would just love if you could help us, help you, help us help your family.
I don't know when I've specifically lied to you. Withheld information is different
Yes,
from
that's
lying.
lying.
That is lying.
It's
Sure.
lying, Jaeger.
Likewise, with everyone here, we have all had our own information held at some point, and I don't know what to give you when I don't know what I am dealing with. I've told you where I've gotten the crystals from. I've told you what I've done with the crystals. They were embedded by me. I
Yes.
got them from Gwayer. What is left there? There's plenty
went to Gwayer?
of crystal. Yes. I grew up right around the corner. How do you think I know your stupid family? And that stupid organization that you call your family, or did, or whatever is happening. They help no one but themselves, too.
Is that how you met him? Is that how you found that demon?
That demon? No, that's not how I met the demon, is through your family.
What does that mean?
The demon, I don't even know if it's a demon, but since it's being thrown out there, this
Do we-
creature,
Do we have a different name for it, or
I don't know its name. It calls me Vessel.
that's deep?
That's
I have to understand that.
oh.
Not good.
It calls you its vessel, or you are a vessel for something else?
Don't know. That's its name for me.
Vessel.
This has already happened. This has already happened. Like,
Yes, it happened a long
or-
time ago
or some-
when I embedded these
recently.
crystals. No,
What do you mean it's already happened? What does that mean?
when I practiced phenomancy on myself.
Right, with the crystals.
Yes. What do you think that transference of power is? I don't
you're a
either.
warlock.
My, I guess. Are you a wizard? You have powers too.
I'm like the least magical one here. But besides that, it's like 4 years ago when I died, when I was killed, it was by that thing that you just accepted into whatever deal that you just made. It made a
Could
deal
it be
with the
possible?
head of the family. He burned and razed the entire organization to the ground, stole the wealth, and rebuilt it into what it is now. In the process, he killed his own father. He killed me.
Could it
I
be
haven't heard
even
anything
slightly
since.
possible that the thing that you saw is perhaps the same type of creature, but not necessarily the exact same one?
There's nothing like that. There's nothing like this.
How do
It
you
looked
know?
at me. It looked at me. It knew me. It was the same one.
Does this thing tell you anything about itself, Jaeger?
It hasn't.
What it wants, where it comes from?
There was
Anything.
something on the table. It says I've already told you this directly. It wants something and I'll know when it comes. That was always the thing. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know what.
What if it
But
asks
again-
you something impossible when that time comes?
The impossible is me getting my family back. I don't know how we're going to get to that whatever moon thing is out in the sky. We can't fly
What
that
if it's
far.
lying?
They have
What if
ships.
it's
that can
lying
never
to you?
stop.
What if you're being manipulated?
Again, thank you for discounting my intelligence.
Not
Don't you
about
think
your
I've-
intelligence, it's about your desperation.
Smart people can be manipulated.
I've been manipulated more times than I can fucking count.
He's the
It's not
smartest
about
one
you
here.
being smart. It's about the fact that you are desperate, and it knows that. And if it is a demon, let's just say it is, I don't fucking know. But if it is, whatever it is, it's feeding on your need, your desperation to get your family back. It is offering you things in exchange for what it wants. What
Sir?
does it want?
I do not know.
Blair's gonna drop that paper from the ceiling that has the drawing of Jaeger and this thing standing in front of a portal. It'll just
A
float that in
portal?
between all of you.
I guess I'll snatch it because I'm probably the only one that sees it right away.
Yeah.
Blair, you can come out. Like,
If she's scared and hiding from something, what's on the paper?
I don't know. It looks like some type of portal, and I'll hand it to people.
Like
Do
you
you remember
and this
any?
thing.
Do you remember
Huh.
any conversations that you've had when it
It's
talks
been, like,
about this
3.
time?
3 conversations, including the one that I just had,
But when it
and it
t-
wasn't
talked
very
to-
long. I asked
Blair, how do
for
you know
one
about
specific
this?
thing.
She's still being quiet.
Can't you like send it to our minds? You don't have to talk. Okay. So Blair is uncomfortable with this energy, Jaeger. Blair!
Yes, the creature that was somehow summoned from another existence, and we don't know exactly what she is, but this flesh horror thing, that's our friend. Right.
Yeah.
And she is scared of that thing. What does that say to you?
The thing
Connect
can't
some
be
dots.
trusted. You think I'm an idiot.
No, we
No.
don't think you're desperate and willing
Yes.
to
Jaeger,
make
You don't
choices.
think
Jaeger, you are very intelligent, but intelligent people can make stupid decisions in acts of desperation.
You don't think I know that? How do you think I have gone this far without finding my fucking family? Looking for what feels like years now for a single clue, going to the most powerful families, and I'll look right towards Isadora, and begging that they come help this small little village in the hill just outside their neighborhood who got slaughtered and taken somewhere for sacrifice. You don't think I've gone through this over and over in my head to find out a single path to get these powerful beings that we know nothing about, who wear black gloves and apparently can take ownership of the people that they're putting them on, Max? I don't know what we're up against, but all I know is the ally that I've had to get me to this point hasn't done anything bad yet. I haven't done anything to my knowledge, but maybe I have. Yet. There is an unknown about it. I can't tell you what it is. All I can say is the deal was done when I put these crystals in my arms. I don't know how to reverse that. But what we went up against just now, I needed more power. We needed more power. I didn't know that guy was coming. I don't even know what that librarian dude does.
Doesn't meddle in the
Changes
affairs of people.
reality.
Sure.
I guess I'll agree with that. I don't like him either.
Yeah, but he said, "Oh, there's a lich in my city. We'll see about that," and then immediately teleported here to help. I'm surprised you didn't hear Jaeger. I was right next to you, but that's besides the point.
Sorry, Mel.
I've heard, like, I knew you yelled it out. I didn't know, like, you could teleport. I thought he was going to take a while, and we've gotten to this thing real quick. It's, again, the desperation thing. I understand completely. That's why I did it. But it's not something that I can take back. It's not something I could help.
No.
It never has been.
You
Not
understand how
something-
that puts us in a very uncomfortable position, right?
And I will do everything in my power to make sure nothing does happen to y'all.
What
And if
happens when
something-
this creature asks you to kill us?
We don't know that that's
save
going
your
to be the thing
family.
that is requested of us.
Yeah,
There's-
but maybe we're in this creature's way. What happens then, Jaeger? What if that is its ultimatum?
I haven't given that thought. I don't know. I
It
obviously
exists
wouldn't
through
kill you.
him.
It's not a
Like,
fair
it gets
question.
to
It
be
has
here.
had more than enough chances to kill us. If that's what it wanted, it would have done so already.
Yeah,
Whatever
but what
wants
if
is
it just
something
wants
beyond
it?
us.
But what if it doesn't have to stop with that? When we look at how we're acting right now about it, right? We are in its way of getting what it wants from Jaeger.
I don't think we're the
Whatever
biggest
it-
obstacle.
I don't think
so
we're the
either.
biggest obstacle, but we may be one of them.
You're thinking too small, Max. This is on the scale of something. Like
Jaeger, can you call this thing? Is this something
Really
that you can
big.
communicate with at whim?
I mean, I just did, but
As
was
you
a
say, call
mighty-
it, you hear in your head the most firm "don't" from Blair.
Why? Participate. What is this fucking thing you seem to know?
It's the boogeyman.
I don't know what that means. What is the boogeyman?
you see, like,
Boogeyman?
It's the thing that we fear.
why?
Why?
You guys don't hear that. This is all just in his head.
This is just
Oh.
me talking.
Can we
Why?
know something, please?
Soren,
Makes deals with people, and it takes them and their bodies, and opens rifts between the ethereal and the material. It's not good.
Good to know. Please tell everyone, because it being a conduit and you have information that is very important right
I don't know if it's safe to come out.
now. Is. Have my word.
She just appears right behind Soren. Is it okay?
Yes. Tell them what you told me.
Please.
I'm gonna post the lore dump in the
Mhm.
chat that Ben just gave me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to run through it, or do you want me to run
Reading.
through it?
I'll have you run through it
Where?
and I post it in here in the
So
thing.
Blair essentially summarizes for you
There you go.
a collection of
Oh my God.
creepy tales about this creature known to inhabitants of the ethereal plane as the Kirzek. The Kirzek, it communicates with mortals through eerie whispers, and those whispers echo in the material or the ethereal plane, and it preys upon travelers between the realms. Generally ethereal plane denizens that become like familiars and that come between the ethereal and the material plane. They're referred to as veil walkers. It works both directions. So material plane creatures that move to the ethereal plane,
Like hags and stuff.
yeah, they're known to the locals of the ethereal plane as veil walkers. The Kirzek preys on them almost exclusively because they bridge a gap, and it offers bargains to them in exchange for their bodies. And it's got shadows and that flicker on the periphery of the ethereal the ethereal plane. If you were to think of the dream, the dream was this warm fuzzy blanket over Cyorion, and then on the edges of the dream was the nightmare. This is what the Kirzek inhabits, and the dream and the ethereal plane are one and the same. This is the same place, and the Kirzek works between nightmare and the edges of the ethereal plane. What you got, Soren?
Question. Do we get the sense from her story that this is a singular creature or a type of creature?
It's unsure. It's delivered in the cadence of a child talking about the boogeyman.
The boogeyman.
So
okay.
it's really hard to tell whether or not this is so. Really, Blair
Blair
is
to a
explaining.
boogeyman, like the singular, that one.
Blair's explaining to you the story she was read to go to bed at night, essentially. Like when she was a young, conscious personage that lived in the ethereal plane that was made of essence of mana and the energy that binds the world. When she was growing up there and learning these are the stories that big brothers and sisters shared with her to try to keep her awake at night. And she didn't believe any of them existed. By the time she was older, she had dismissed it to the back of her mind and traveled. She became a Veil Walker. She traveled over as a familiar for quite a long time, for, you know, eons almost, it felt like. And that never happened to her. So she was like, this doesn't exist. This is just to scare people of the material plane. But she just saw it manifest. And it's difficult to explain because she talks about how it looks. And as Blair goes into the description, she talks about the physical description of the Nightwalker that you all just saw, this creature. But the Kirzek is like explaining Lovecraftian, like Cthulhu knowledge and understanding of like seventh dimensional living to people. This is, as she's explaining it to you, she's saying words that don't make sense and speaking backwards and forwards through time in different places, and it sounds like her words are warping. And really, this is like levels beyond speaking Greek to you guys. The descriptors she has unsettle you to your core, but you don't know why, because you don't understand what the fuck she's saying when she describes it physically. Because we're talking about something on another plane of existence, their version of the boogeyman. It's hard to put into words. The big things that hit home, though, is the fact that this thing, when it successfully manifests on the material plane, it starts poking holes between the material and the ethereal plane. It consumes ethereal plane creatures, and it leaves these spectral images behind. And the one that I left out of there is that and I did not say this directly to Blair, I was wondering if she would dump it, but since she did, it seeks lore says it seeks a vessel, and through that vessel it will materialize on the material plane and herald the end of the ethereal plane. It does not have a timeline as to when, but it is very bad news for it to become for it to exist on the ethereal or the material plane. And what's more concerning is the stories say that once it claims a vessel, it doesn't let go until it materializes or the vessel's destroyed.
Something happened to Ravik.
Stare at Jaeger.
Something happened to Ravik. Oh my god. It wasn't successful last time. That's why it's here. That's why it's on Jaeger. This thing isn't going to stop, is it?
Guess it's better me than someone else.
The family
Jaeger.
agrees.
I may not have known you that long. The man that the Nightwalker, that's what you're still calling him, the man that it last possessed was the head of that family.
What did he want? What was his goal, I suppose?
He wanted to run the organization. Or probably bigger than that, honestly. He was going to get it
Power.
anyways.
He was
Yeah, he wanted power. He was very power hungry.
Are we sensing a fucking theme here?
Aren't you power hungry?
No.
Really?
Really?
So all that reading
Jaeger's
books to
I
get
crave
stronger?
knowledge. I crave history, preservation of my fucking people. This is not the same thing as pure,
Well-
raw power acquisition for the sake of power.
Preservation of your people, huh?
Yes.
You don't think that's what a lonely little human like me wanted in my hill town? Like,
I'm not trying to relate it back to your family. I understand that you want your family back, but I need you to understand that this thing latched onto you because you are hungry for power, and it offered you power and you took it.
Doesn't matter the reason why. You're a good man, and I know that you had good reasons, but this is... You might not even succeed. He might burn through you like he burned through the last one. And it'll just keep moving on. Yeah.
So you're either gonna die or end the ethereal plane? Jaeger?
What happens if that happens? Blair, you must know there's some sort of conclusion to this story. What happens if the ethereal plane ceases to be? They all come here, they stop existing, the world fucking ends, what?
Ben, do I know if there's an end to that story?
It's all conjecture and folklore.
Damn it.
Important things, though. You know where the ethereal plane basically exists in terms of where it touches the material plane. Now living here and getting to look up at the night sky and seeing those cracks in the sky, you kind of know where the bottom of the ethereal plane exists. There probably spells big danger for the realm here. And also, you know about, what was his name? Speeve, at the center of Cyorion.
Speeve?
Speeve.
Speeve?
S-B-E-V-E.
Wait, is that-
Oh, the big thing that ate my cat?
Yeah, Speeve.
Yeah.
I think it was
Which
Speeve.
I think is funny because the evil kidnapper who was holding me was named Speeve with a P.
No, it was something else, but
You gave him some you gave him some dumb nickname, and I was like, I hate it, but I love it.
No, that was for one of the moths.
The moth was Speeve, that was it.
The moth was Speeve.
Who's the asshole that ate my cat?
I'm looking
That's
through
Steve.
it.
It's Steve.
That's Steve, yeah.
Steve and his pal Speeve. They're
The creatures are the only thing that have easy to spell,
Steve.
easy to say names.
They're easy to spell. They're
Sweeve.
just stupid.
Wait a
Sweeve.
minute, I have the note that I tell them about it, but I don't have what the name is. God
Oh
damn it.
no.
What
Sweet.
what
Sweet.
else
Oh.
did we do in that
Sweet.
session?
It was some adorable name where you're all just like, that's what it's fucking called.
What session was it in? I'll see if I can find it.
I'm putting that in my notes too. Hold on.
121-24 was that session. It was when we were talking to the night dude.
Kuvi.
And,
His name was Kuvi.
yeah, Kuvi.
Oovie.
Kuvi.
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 I mean, yeah, it's hard to say. It's also legend, and like we're talking about dismantling an entire plane. So
Yeah, just-
the immediacy of
good.
does the gate open for the Kirzek and the world ends? Probably not. Does it become somebody else's problem? Probably. But you would basically you think that the tales are told not like just understanding the lore, that they're not told from a standpoint of, you know, don't do this because the world's gonna end, but hey, don't do this because we really don't want a powerful
Monster?
What's the opposite of benevolent?
Malevolent.
Malevolent. Thank you. My brain's off. You didn't want some powerful malevolent entity entering the material plane and then just causing problems for the ethereal plane. Would it necessarily end the world? This is folklore. You're interpreting boogeyman stories. So is it going to end the world? Meh. Is it really fucking scary? It's probably super powerful and very scary. But
Yeah.
do you want to deal with it? Not really. Not your ethereal monkey, not your material ethereal plane circus.
She's gonna also look at Jaeger. Have you been to the ethereal plane?
Was our nightmare the ethereal plane?
You guys went to the nightmare. That's the most recent time that you could think of, like you went there. But have
Well,
you
I
ever
don't think-
physically traveled there before?
I don't think so. No,
There's something tickling in the back of your mind, Blair. That's the mix of fear and curiosity. Like it's just if he's never been a Veil Walker, how would he be a vessel? Like
Yeah.
what did those crystals do? Like you never touched them, you never inspected it really. Like there's something itching at the back here. The morbid curiosity of like the risk you put yourself at to find that is like, and that's up for you to decide, but it's there, it's talking to you now. So Soren, while Blair
Touch the
considers.
crystals, Blair.
Having identified the crystals once before, would I get the sense that if these were something that were grown around Guer that are related to phenomancy that he then injected into himself, that's like some sort of kind of anchor for him? to not necessarily be a full Veil Walker, but to be visible in the same way?
I will answer that after Blair makes her decision.
Okay.
What, to just be curious about the whole situation? Yeah, she's curious.
So it's up to
Touch
you if you're going to
them.
draw yourself up to Jaeger and spirit host your way into his forearms and touch him.
Touch the crystals.
I'm gonna do something. Hopefully this doesn't backfire.
Static's back.
Jaeger, I
Sarah.
need your arm.
It's back, Sarah.
The static.
Thank you.
Don't know what it is.
I would say, sorry, I would just say,
Handout.
Sarah, unmute to talk, and we'll troubleshoot you later. We'll get this sorted out.
You need my arms? I mean, be careful. I don't know what they'll do now. But here, I'll reach out both my arms.
This might feel weird. I'm gonna go in and touch the crystals.
Okay. I'll just close my eyes.
You get that strange feeling of like a knot in the muscle that's really deep, but it feels like something's walking along the inside of that muscle. The knot's in a place that you can't undo, but it's crawling over your bone. And you
Gross.
can't massage it deep enough. And you want to clench your fists, but like you feel like clenching them would just hold on to that thing that's crawling inside of you tighter. And so I would like to summarize after a Blair Soren conversation of Soren thinking out loud with Blair and Blair being like, this is what these things I think are, what the two of you surmise these actually are. Because you've arrived at the point of guessing enough things that now you've identified them. Blair's giving you additional information. You now have context, Soren, that you can absolutely, truly identify what these things are. So, if everybody's good with that, I'll summarize for you and just give you the deets. After Blair and Soren confer for a moment, Soren responds to the rest of you guys that he thinks he knows exactly what's in Soren or what's in Jaeger's arms. After Jaeger confirmed harvesting the crystals from the blight lands around Gwayer, these magic crystals that started cropping up, all the dead trees, the world no longer having nutrition there. Like the trees just stopped growing after it was not a fire that burned away the forest. The blight land inside the Waste Manor forest has continued to grow as these crystals overtake it. Colloquially known Kuvi, this primal mana elemental that serves as the ley lines of the world, had a limb severed when Gwayer was destroyed. In the ethereal plane, that beam of magic, that destructive energy, took off a limb of this creature. The crystals are the scabs of ethereal blood bleeding into the material plane. They are concentrated, patched up ethereal energy from the ethereal plane bled into the material plane, and that is a wound which is trying to stop her by just its normal healing process, but it's bled over into the material plane and is creating concentrated crystals of essentially the same types of things that Veil Walkers would need to cross between worlds. An understanding of the ley lines and knowledge of how to tap into that magic. This is raw ethereal magic and powerful crystals that can contain spells, and how Jaeger has learned to utilize them, catalysts for different things. But it is literally the lifeblood of a primal mana elemental that's bled over into the material plane. And now you have parts of Kuvi living inside of you. Blair, you very much are just like, you touch them and you go, Kuvi? And like, it takes you a second, you're like, what? What? Yeah, it is the lifeblood of this creature. Crystallized and inside Jaeger.
She'll share that with the group as she pulls her hands out of Jaeger's arm.
Well,
You guys confer for a moment, and
info lore dump the rest.
Soren shares the findings, and you all are kind of getting it.
Really icky.
Seraphina back behind you guys is like starting to remember a few things. I know you all have a lot going on, but I'm remembering.
Please take our minds off of this.
We'll be done in a moment.
It's fine. This is.
Sorry.
I think it's been at least 120 years. It's a lot coming back to me, you know. She's just breathing deep as you guys are all having this other like, okay, bitch, hold on. We know you almost died, but just
Can you
just
quiet
wait,
your
please.
breathing? Can you just shut up back there?
You're breathing a little loud, okay? And can you calm down?
It's okay, I'm sorry.
7 points of healing. She's okay enough. She'll be.
Very quickly,
The healing's
Soren,
working,
you
but the magical artifacts are hurting.
Yeah, that's
have
right.
a quick communication between yourself and her sister, right?
Not today. No, I came.
Why not today?
ready.
Wait, why is it
I can
different
do it.
today?
I came ready for war. I have to prepare spells at the
I
start
can-
of the day.
I can call her. Would you like me to call Liliana?
Yeah, however that works.
Probably be a good idea.
Give her a call.
All right.
We can multitask here.
Hey, gal, your sister is back. She's feeling not great, but better. Is no longer under the control of evil lich guy. If you want to come over to the throne room and say hi to your feel free. Thank you. Bye-bye. You can respond to this, by the way. You probably knew that, though, because you're like 5,000 years old.
As you're like halfway through that
Worst.
sentence, she starts talking because you're part of the spell's ended,
Yeah.
but you're still babbling.
Yeah.
I'm not
25 words is for chumps.
I'm not going to take her out of the main entrance. We will infiltrate the tower, and I suggest you follow us when we extract her. Be there in 15.
As in, she'll be here in 15, or we need to be somewhere
No,
in
she'll
15?
be there in 15.
Awesome.
Okay, good. Because she didn't say where.
I'm gonna
Okay.
give
Not that I know that.
We'll be there in 15.
I'm gonna give
Okay.
Val another cure wounds because I feel bad that she's just dying over here while we're having a conversation.
You guys
He's
are
got a
like
lot
you
of
get
health.
up. You
We're
get up
talking about the
to,
end of the world or the ethereal plane at the very least. All right, that's a very serious, that's a very need to have conversation.
I want to be clear that as you get close to heal wounds, she is still actively taking damage. There are shards of magical artifacts implanted in her that are actively harming her.
Mm-hmm.
And
Can you-
her life force was being sapped, and the essence of what she was being channeled by an Aether Lich that was able to use the core of her being. She needs to be cared for and these things taken out of her.
Yeah, I'm just keeping her up essentially.
So, so she's just like
Does this look like
Is-
a situation that
Really
removes
quick.
curse? Oh,
Max
sorry,
had
sorry.
her hand up, so I want to go to her.
With Max's knowledge of having life force drained from oneself, would she be able to grant any sort of help in getting these things out just a little bit? Because it sort of
You,
sounds...
with the knowledge you have,
Mhm.
you would be really concerned with just pulling these out. This is going to be
Right.
something that like a couple of healers are going to need to be round the clock casting spells, healing her. She's about to go through an immense amount of agony as these are all extracted, but it's going to be a slow, excruciating process because some asshole Aether Lich slowly and excruciatingly tapped them into her bones over time.
This doesn't
That
seem like
really
something that
sucks.
remove curse would help with.
No.
Okay.
This person has managed to
This is a medical thing, not a magical thing.
he's managed, it's going to be a combination, but yeah, he's managed to over time manipulate magical artifacts to maintain their power while breaking them into manageable pieces and implanting them in someone to serve as conduits. So imagine a bunch of needles that are the size of, short swords and daggers and metal chunks that are serving as like the best mental image of this is the Matrix is the rebuilding Neo's musculature with the little needles like the
Yeah.
acupuncture needles, but they're all magical zappies, not electronics like electrodes. So they're sucking the life force out of her, but keeping her alive at the same time, but constantly bleeding her to make sure that he has her power.
Max is going to give her some bardic inspiration.
She's super
You got
appreciates
this,
that.
dear.
She's just like,
You got this. Shoulder pat.
I survived
This-
this long. This is just being myself
Isidora.
here for a moment is enough.
Yeah,
I
you've
would-
got this.
I would really.
Would you like some water?
It's gonna no. It's gonna sound really
I
stupid.
got-
Do you have like?
I got one better.
Do you have really really strong alcohol, please?
I
Best
can.
I could do is alcohol candies.
Okay. Isadora's just gonna walk up and she's gonna pull two things out. She's like, "This is a health potion. You sip on it when you feel like you're about to die. This is my strongest alcohol. I got it from an ice giant. Be careful with that flask."
They're really nice. I've had it before. And she like sniffs around a moment. Someone here has the leaf. I need a Lista, please.
We have any idea what the fuck
The
the
leaf.
leaf
Without
Yeah, it's
like zero hesitation, right up there. It's already lit.
She sets the water down. She's got the smoke in one hand and then the frost giant booze in the other, and she's just like glug glug glug, big drag. She's like, this has been a lot, so thank you. This helps so much.
Yeah, that one's called Hinto's Revival. I thought it was actually nice.
It's a good leaf. And she's, you take your time. I know my sister will be here soon. She just sits back and she's got booze, smoke, and is just breathing.
The health potion is on.
Breathing freedom right now.
Max thaumaturgies and prestidigitates together a little like chocolate milk also just on the side. I find that this helps me when I'm sad, so
So gross.
I feel like it's, even though it's chocolate, it's still pink, like strawberry.
I appreciate that, dear. It's time for grown-up solutions, though, if you don't mind.
okay.
I love how she says that even though Max is a grown-up.
Yeah, no.
Listen, she just wants to booze and kill herself, like the pain away after she almost died at somebody else's hands. She's like, I have deserved a cigarette and a goddamn drink. But yeah, you guys have some time left to discuss the. Seems that the tension's been cut a little bit, and everybody kind of tended to Lady Seraphina for a moment, and she tries desperately to shift out of her changeling doppelganger form, that kind of muddled gray alien skin. These anchors are keeping her stuck in this form.
Don't feel the
Liliana,
need to
isn't it?
change for us.
No,
This is Seraphina. Liliana's
Seraphina,
coming.
okay.
Yep, Liliana's her sister, who's
Mixed up.
Lady Seraphina.
Stay comfortable, Lady Seraphina. You don't change on account of us.
Don't fucking call me lady.
Okay, sorry. Sarah.
He put that on me when he took me. When I became his puppet.
So we're cool with just calling you Sarah?
No, or Seraphina, either's fine.
Okay.
It's gonna be super confusing when we call her Sarah. Just say.
Yeah, I know.
You're an asshole for doing it. I saw you light up when you thought about it.
You named her. Every time you have said the name, anytime anyone here has said Seraphina, I'm like, oh, Sarah. Oh, nope, Fina. So you all deserve it too.
So she sinks back into the chair and is just enjoying being alive and free for a moment, as you guys have time to kind of discuss what your next steps are.
Max would like to hug Jaeger, and she'll be on her tiptoes because she wants to hug, and she's going to whisper, "Please don't die or get killed doing something stupid. We need you, not just because you're our alchemist, but because you're a part of us now. Please, be safe, Jaeger. We can help you."
Can't promise safety, but I will promise you that I'm not going anywhere. I didn't do this out of my own sheer desperation. I don't think I could have bared watching any of you die.
Oh, we were gonna be fine. I mean, what was he gonna do? Power word kill us?
I don't know what that means, but that
Probably,
sounds
yes.
scary. I'll give her a strong 8 strength hug back.
Max is still large, by the way. Max, the counter spell
Buff
thing.
Max.
Oh,
So
that's
she's
right, you're still
she's
buff.
still buff.
Emil.
You're buff.
Max.
I forgot about buff
Emil.
Max to meal.
Yeah, Max Emil.
And Doran would like to spin Isadora around and just say, I know you have a lot of rage right now. But what is healthy is to channel that rage against our enemies. And while this thing that is inhabiting Jaeger is probably definitely an enemy, there is nothing we can do about it right now. Just hold on to that anger and use it when we need it.
Thank you.
And he's gonna give her a hug too.
Does anybody have anything else they want to chat about before you abscond from the Tower of Council and the
Can we
Onyx
please
throne room?
loot his stuff? Can we?
Is it
please
like a
loot his
vault? Yeah,
stuff?
like, is there a
Before we
treasure
go,
somewhere?
Can we please loot this place? Please, please. Serafina, you're fine if we loot his shit, right? Do you have anything that we shouldn't touch?
No, but
Is there
you're
anything
going
we
to be
should-
sorely disappointed.
Does he not have cool
Why?
magic shit?
He does.
I give
And she
Max the
motions
very
at her
pointed stare
body.
and point at her.
She points at her body. I mean, she looks down at the staff. That was just a, actually, if you go look, he might have that wand still.
Ooh,
What about books? Does he have books? I don't like reading, but my friend does.
There's some things up in the library, I'm sure.
I remember he had a lot of books beforehand.
He did.
Okay.
You see, these folks are all magical and whimsy, and Isadora breaks a hug and just kind of points at her and Dorn, and like, we're just kind of the beefcakes that like to swing cool stuff, so you let us know. You let us know if we could take anything off your hands.
I mean,
I'm
I don't
sorry,
think
that was a
he would
terrible. I'm sorry,
have-
that's too soon.
Yeah, that's too soon. But if there is like a vault with some like coin anywhere, maybe.
Oh, I'm flat broke.
I mean, doesn't that technically belong to the people? Like
I
any
mean,
coin
listen,
here?
if we take the coin
Listen,
and then we
and
spend
if
it in
you-
the town,
If you take it,
Economics.
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 Liliana will be upset. She's finally freeing she's finally finishing what I started and freeing the people of Valecor's Haven from his iron grasp. Someone else from the leadership council here, from the court, will step up and lead, and the funds here should be for the people. Please don't take them.
Well, I'm not going to take anything if you say not to take it.
Yeah, we'll listen to you.
Now I'm a bad person if I take it. I'm not a bad person.
But magic items and cool books are up for grabs, right?
Yes.
As long as they're not in your body. Sorry. I'm gonna go look for books. Soren's coming with me because he's good at looking for things.
All right. So, was anybody checking the body?
I'll check the body. Go over there
You-
and sift through the dust.
You do find in the dust, like there's bits of finger left on the wand that it was gripping.
Ooh.
But the wand survived. The one magical artifact that is not anchored into a person. Here.
Pocket the wand and the fingers.
So,
Why would you? Isadora's just standing there with her arms crossed, just looking over Blair. Like, why would you want the fingers?
Because you can turn
it's
the bones into cool
the
stuff.
front knuckles of a couple fingers is all that's left.
You've never seen people use knuckle bones for telling your future?
You can do that?
Yeah, I just need some more knuckle bones.
That's true.
I'm fresh out.
Well, if you kill anybody, bring me their
You-
knuckles.
I'm
Matching
using all mine.
necklaces. Matching knuckle bone necklaces. There's 6 of us, and probably 10 knuckle bones. We can have.
Plus, I could use
do
these
you-
bones for a nice little ceremony later. Max, do you want to join a club?
Yeah, I love clubs.
What kind of club?
Well, okay,
Magic-y
wait. Was
club.
Max going up to look for books?
Yeah,
I'm
Max
sorry.
was going up and looking for
Okay,
books,
I'm
but
just
Max was
making
drawing
sure.
over his head.
Shoulders
You
Yeah.
back.
see her going going down the stairs, just like, include me, please.
I love clubs. I call being secretary.
And Nate does say that he's also using detect
Yes.
magic to find cool stuff
So
and
yeah,
spell books
we're
and
going
things.
up together looking for anything cool or magical. And
Yeah,
we're
no,
like,
Blair.
we'll be a part of your club.
Okay.
I'm not
So-
that magical of a being, but I do like clubs and socializing.
You do find downstairs the one magical item on the creature. You head upstairs. Who's going
Nate
upstairs
also
with
said
me?
Nate's
Yep.
coming with me. He's casting detect magic, so would he have seen what sort of weirdness the wand would be?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely got some necromantic qualities and some
Nice.
some evocation qualities. It's a gnarly looking wand, but he would need to identify it later to have a better idea. But you head upstairs to find your old buddy Alaric Stormweaver, who is just like, hey, an opportunity to pick up some books that I've wanted for a long time. Yoink! And he's up at the top of the stairs as you like go to the study. He's standing there, and you look past him, and those of you that went upstairs, so Soren, Isidore, and Maximil, you get to see the fucking eldritch horror that Jaeger saw weeks ago.
Oh.
You open the door, see Alaric standing there, and behind him, a nightmarish creature standing behind. Aber4th McLovin, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you coming and hang out with us. You look behind Alaric Stormweaver as he's clearly like directing this nightmarish creature, the Libra Spectre, this ever-shifting amorphous creature, this ethereal mass with an inky darkness and countless shadowy tentacles and arms extended like branches of a twisting tree. It bears ghostly skeletal hands that seem to materialize and dematerialize at will. It is consuming the books here, and Alaric is directing it. He turns around and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a fair game now that our friend Valecor had been dealt with. I tell you what.
Do we get some dibs because he was
I tell
killed
you
by
what.
us?
Instead of dibs, come see me at the tower, and I have a few things that you may find interesting in my travels that I will gift to you, because I need to chronicle these books first."
Okay, are there any that we can look at right now? It's
If you're
totally
all standing
okay
there,
if
I need
not.
you to make a wisdom saving throw, because the Libra
Yeah.
Spectre is an otherworldly horror that you're all watching. This
Max
This
is
is
just
the
looking like this, looking at it while trying to get the books.
is the Cthulhuan horror
14.
that deals with library stuff.
Natural 20 for a
Yay.
total of 20.
So
Or
those that failed, the natural 20 is good, except for you. You do feel an unsettling chill, Maximil, and a draining vitality. The horrors this is the greatest thing that I've ever made, I think. The horrors that you're having to save against is the soul draining aura, which you save against, but you feel the chill and the vitality loss.
what the fuck?
You feel a bit of the loss of just like your personage, but what's really scary is the whispering of the abyss of the Libra Spectre, these faint haunting whispers that emanate from it as it works, and it's echoing from what like tales of forgotten knowledge and lost secrets. The whispers are audible enough just to be tantalizing. You hear words that are exciting, but as soon as you draw in and listen, you feel your soul like being drained further as you're being caught up in its horror. And the worst thing is the trait that it has called inscrutable sorting. Its sorting criteria is enigmatic and unnerving. You see it, you start to like follow along how it's consuming and sorting these books, and it's arranging books either like on just esoteric things like how much anguish the author had. It's based on the number of sins contained within the pages of the book. Just things, these otherworldly criteria that defy morals, like mortal understanding. You're watching it sort books by the most obscure things possible, and it doesn't compute. And just being there is starting to unhinge the two of you. And Alaric Stormweaver was like, listen, this is not a good thing for mortals to observe. I recommend you go discuss this downstairs or back at the Spire of Knowledge. I will gladly trade you wonderful prizes for
Does he have a
allowing me
name?
to chronicle this. It's called the Libra Spectre.
Libra Spectre. Oh, that's cool. He's very frightening. I'm
I-
very
I-
aware of my mortality.
I recommend you
Library
step
ghost.
away. Yes.
Okay.
Eldritch Library Horror.
As someone who's already died before, that is definitely a fate worse than death.
The Dewey
Grab
Decimal
Isadora.
System, as other planes have called it, is a
Dewey
an unhinged minor thought of this creature.
So his name is Dewey?
No,
Dewey?
no. It is
He
inspired
Dewey
the
be
Dewey Decimal System.
He do be sorting the books.
He
Oh, yeah.
Dewey be decimaling.
I
Calling
suggest
up, I vote for
Dewey. Dewey be walking down the stairs. Goodbye.
Dewey be walking down the stairs.
Yeah, he shuts the doors behind him and he's like, no, the one on the third. Oh, there you go. No, the one that's based on how many times their
So he's
sister
confirmed
stubbed
he's
their
a god,
toe.
and that's why he can just interact with that. Oh, no damage.
Mortals
walk
aspiring to
unscathed?
demigodhood is a thing. As he's walking downstairs, like you almost have the thoughts aloud. You're confused because you didn't have the thoughts aloud, but he's right there with you. People can become all sorts of powerful. Some of them can aspire to great heights and become gods themselves. So just try to be a big god yourself one day. And he ushers you down the stairs, and that's where we're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Thanks everybody for hanging with us. We'll be back in
Oh,
5 to
grow
10
up to be
minutes.
you one day.
Yeah, so you can dematerialize people at will
Yeah.
and erase
you
them from
don't
Not
history.
for that reason. Not for that reason. Very
All
much not for that reason.
We'll
I
be
wanna
right back,
just
everybody.
do
Thanks
that.
for hanging with us. Be back soon. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, long break. We got to discussing some stuff because we missed each other for so long. We had lots to talk about. Where did the frog come from?
Frog.
Look at little frog.
It's
Frog.
So cute.
Also, why isn't it chroma
I just
key?
want to eat it.
It's not
Froge.
Froge.
Is your thing
That's a
not
long
Froge?
Froge.
That is
Why is it
a
so
long
long?
Froge.
You know what else is a long
Pancake.
frog?
I hate this.
Long frog.
Good lord. Sarah, your
Long.
mom watches this. Don't be talking about long frogs.
Long frog.
Sorry, Mom.
Who do you think taught me about the long
I know,
frogs?
I know. She, I didn't see her in the chat tonight. Mom's not
Mom?
here.
Mother.
I saw her watching.
Mother,
at
where
one
are
point.
you?
Hold on, give me a second.
However,
That's
we
okay.
Don't love us anymore.
Mom doesn't love us.
Mom
She's-
doesn't love us.
Literally been here for every game. Even the game
know.
she was at a party, she pulled it up on her stream just to be like, "Hi guys, I love you." Oh, Sarah's yelling down the stairs at her. Mom, where are you?
Apparently, she's eating dinner.
Excuses.
I sucked down dinner on my
Gross.
break.
Eating food?
It was white people taco night.
Hey, all right.
It's one of my favorite nights.
I love me in like real authentic street taco, but at the same time I grew up on white people taco night, so it's kind of just like that hits the vibe, you know.
Yep.
But after this game, we get to break in some commander decks, so I am looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Anywho,
One
We,
of
um,
us. One of us.
Mom just called up saying that she's gonna be getting on.
Guilt tripping.
excellent. Nothing like guilt tripping your mom. Sorry,
yeah,
Mom. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry,
Hi,
Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi,
Oh.
Hello, mother.
Mother.
You all
Hello.
work with Lady Seraphina, well, who no longer wants to be called Lady Seraphina. Just Seraphina,
Sarah.
please. Sarah.
Oh, Seraphina.
Just Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah, if you're nasty.
Ugh. Why?
Because she wants to make it weird, so I'm making it weird. And you have about 10-15 minutes. You go upstairs. Some of you go upstairs to try to like loot this place. You all come back down there, and Blair's holding like nubs of finger knuckle bones, and that she sticks into a bag very quickly. That Jaeger, you're just like, those are finger bones, and then she's like, "Meh, nope, don't worry about them. But I got this thing. She's like inspecting a wand.
I'm just smoking with Seraphina yet.
There you go.
What does the wand do?
Needs to be investigated or identified, or someone needs to just grab it and be like, haha, and attune to it to figure it out.
And Max
someone
will lick
identify
the
it?
wand and
Not like this
identify
wand.
it.
Can we ask the lady who knows what it is, what it does?
I have been stuck in a mind prison for the better part of a century and a half, so I have no idea.
No recollection from that time period.
No. Are you casting Identify by licking it? Because that is the...
No, as I said, I cannot actually cast the spell Identify, but as people do with
You're just
potions,
holding the wand.
I am going to try to lick it to see if there is any Arcana and make an Arcana check.
Licking
I had a
things.
bad feeling
Stop
about that.
licking the damn
Sure.
thing.
You can Arcana in.
Yeah.
No, there's Mom. Sorry, I was looking at other stuff.
Hi,
Hi,
Mom.
Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Come on.
We have summoned her.
Hello, mother. Mother.
So
and
that
violence.
is
So I'm
a
holding it.
Arcana of a 23.
Okay.
What do I
Um,
taste?
You taste...
The dusty remains of a person that was exploded by a
You
nuke.
taste a lot of dust, first of all. There's definitely some people dust here.
Just
You get
Max,
past
do
the
you,
people
can you not
dust.
lick my wand?
Well, I want to see what it does. Give me a second.
You get a little bit of the ooh.
I'm tasting a bit of necromancy.
Definitely necromancy, divination, conjuration,
Divination, conjuration.
If
Transmutation.
only we had someone who could identify
Transmutation.
objects.
Can you identify this for me?
Oh no, you seemed very capable on your own.
I mean, I
Oh,
could
yeah.
just attune to it and accept all the curses that may come with it.
and
So, yeah.
necromancy. So as you lick it, you have the option to either you or Blair, since you have spellcasting ability, can attune to this.
Oh, no, I'm not attuning to it via lick. What am I, a barbarian?
Oh,
No,
Hey,
thanks,
I
Doran.
resemble that remark.
Whoa. So we're
If nobody will identify it, I
So
will
we're saying
attune to
that Doran attuned to his loincloth by licking a used loincloth.
it.
Yes.
Nope, don't like that.
Cool.
Taste of murder.
Side note, while you're cringing over there, don't forget to level up because some of you are not level 14 yet.
Oh,
They might not say it. I think someone was having issues with that.
That's fine. Just DM me if you're having issues. I was very busy the last week, so I missed it. All right. So you can either cast Identify on it, which you can burn your spell slot and do quickly, or she can attune to it. Your guys' call.
If we have time, I'll sit and identify.
About 10 minutes.
leveling up is so easy. I just take my extra health and I go on my way.
I'm clicking the button and it's not doing nothing.
All right. Did you say you wanted to identify it?
Yeah, I'll identify it.
The tangy conjuration to it. The tanner of it, sort of is acidic along the sides. Maybe a little bit of fruit.
Do you
I think
want
that was
to,
just the jam stuck on his fingers.
Do you want to roll for health, Doran, or do you want to take average?
I'll just take the average.
So
Coward.
7 + 5, so you're going to
I always take the average.
get an
Earthy.
additional 12.
And I get my cool new rage ability where I get to choose what happens when I wild magic rage.
Oh,
So I got to add that a bit later because I don't have
Yeah.
the auto for you. But
Sure thing.
I get that.
No worries.
All right. Actually. Here. So you wait the 10 minutes, and Blair sits there holding on to it, going, I could just, and you're like, no, wait. And she's like, And as she's reaching for it, as Liliana and the crew are coming into the tower, and she's like, we gotta go. Oh my God, we gotta go. They're running. You can hear you see Snick with them, and he's like, oh, yeah, we should probably get going really quick because like another explosion takes off in the tower. The quickest way out with the people not looking is blow it up behind you.
I suppose that makes sense.
As you finish the conjuration or the spell, definitely cursed.
Yeah. No shit.
So at least you're just like, don't attune to it. It's cursed as shit.
Do curses mean consequences? Blair has not learned
Apparently.
consequences.
Apparently,
Everything has a
curses
cost.
mean consequences. I mean, I tried to have a cool pair of new gloves, and everyone was like, "Oh no, they're cursed. You can't have pretty cool gloves."
Welcome
you
to
were
traveling with
running.
the Midnight Parliament. Everything's cursed and you have no money.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a little bit of
You
my
fall into one, if not both of those categories.
That's true.
Yeah, I got some money.
You still fell into one. We recently ripped
Sorceress
off
Warriors added
your
to your
qualifier.
Buddy, what? Sorcerer's what?
Sorceress Warrior, that's his wild magic feature.
Sorcerer buddies.
Sam, stop licking bones in the field. Sorry, I just saw the chat.
Yeah. Sam.
Okay, so you identify this very quickly. Do you want to know the stuff it does first or the curse it does first?
Let's go with the curse. It's too fun.
So the Necroshard Scepter carries the lingering malevolence of its former owner. Whenever the wielder uses one of the abilities on it, you must make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw. On a failure, haunting whispers and ethereal shouts close over their mind, and they get disadvantage on Wisdom saving throws for the next hour.
Okay.
That's not too bad.
What comes with the Necroshard Scepter is it's a sliver filigree of a wand once well wielded by this Aether Lich. It has the following capabilities: ethereal channeling. While holding it attuned to it, you gain the ability to see into the ethereal plane as if you're under the effects of the see invisibility spell. You get Veil Weaving Mastery. You can cast Misty Step once per short rest without expending a spell slot. And then whenever you cast using the Necroshard Scepter, wisps of ethereal energy trail behind you, kind of granting this little poof of ethereal appearance. You get the following two really cool spells. One's Ethereal Burst. Once per long rest, you can unleash a burst of ethereal energy, and you cast the blink spell on yourself for a minute. And you can move between the material and ethereal planes as a bonus action during that time.
Oh.
I
One
want
So it's not
this.
the D20 roll. It's like you can choose to do it.
You can choose to shift between the material and the ethereal planes as a bonus action for 1 minute. And then at the end of that minute, wherever you are, you pop back to the material plane.
Okay.
And then the other one, the nasty piece of this is Consume Essence. As an action, the wielder can use the Necrosard Scepter to drain the life force of a creature from within 30 feet. They have to make a DC 17 con save and take 4d6 necrotic on a failed save, half as much as on a successful one. And then the wielder gains hit points equal to the damage dealt.
Is there a limited use to that, or is it just that's a thing
That
you
is
can
an
just do?
action that comes from the spell, from the wand. That's why it's 4d6.
I want to do that.
It's not
so
super high
bad.
because it's a non-use ability. That's why it's only 46. But as an action, you can go and suck the life out of somebody.
Still
But
infinite actions.
Consume
close.
Essence. So Consume Essence is the spell with the curse Dark Resonance as a part of it.
Mm.
So
Okay,
that's
and that's
that
the
one
fuck
does
with
come
your head
up.
thing?
Yep, that is the one that comes with the curse. Only requires attunement by a spellcaster.
Got it.
Taking it from me, I'm holding on to it.
I had to identify
Yeah,
it.
you
You're
had
not
to put it
holding
down
onto
to
it.
identify
So
it.
rude.
Everybody runs in and he
How
picks it
dare.
up and he goes, no, and sticks it away as you guys run off.
I'm gonna steal that back later.
They scoop up. You see one of the changelings comes up, shifts into a rather large Goliath figure. Basically shifts in and casts a spell. They cast bull strength on themselves. Scoops up Seraphina, and they lead you up to the abode, the living area up the backside of it. And then there's a secret glyph like hidden on one of the back walls that they touch it, and there's another elevator back there it's hidden in the walls. They enable the glyph on that one, and they say, okay, Seraphina's on, Liliana's piling you guys on. It's like, listen, we get down, just follow us, stick with us through the streets. We set off a couple, another explosion goes. We wanted to draw most of the guard to the front of this place as we could. We need to
Gather around me. I can help with this.
We need to go quickly. And you all pile into the elevator. Perfect. You pile into this. This is like more of a larger lift that could carry big things up and down. Clearly, he used this for getting big artifacts up and down. It's kind of like a service lift. And there's much more room for everybody. It's your group, and then her, Snick, and 4 other people.
Cool. Sandwich.
You all pile in, and then you're all standing there awkwardly.
I'm up on the ceiling of the elevator, just
holding
little
up.
gecko.
Is there any music, or does
There's
Max
not.
take out the Max takes out the loot that Blair got her and starts playing some like
Anyway, here's wonderful.
music, but poorly because she's not as good at the lute
Make a
as the
performance
piano
check.
forte. Hell yeah, I will.
If you roll a 1, somebody might smash the loot.
No. Okay. Not a 1. 15.
It's actually pretty good. Like it's pretty chill music.
Zach.
You guys have all been through a very stressful situation. It's been very intense. Maximil,
Everyone's like
Covered
sweating.
in like blood and
Ew.
viscera and ash
And ash.
And
What's
there's the Seraphina's like
Maximil, what's your bardic inspiration?
oh, can I do Song of Rest?
Thank you,
Not
Josh.
the one I wanted.
That's perfect.
You guys are not resting. You're standing in an elevator going down. But what
We're
is
just in an
what is
elevator.
your bardic inspiration dice?
Oh,
I think this
D6.
You all take a deep sigh of relief, having just got through this together. Max is calming you all down with a little bit of music on the elevator, and as much as you want to be mad about it, you just kind of chuckle at Max lightening the mood. And everybody gets a free bardic inspiration, a D6 on your next D20.
Woo. Yeah.
You have to use it on your next D20 though. No saving it.
Okay.
That's
Max get that too?
suspicious.
Max
It's okay
gets it
if
too.
not.
Yeah, Max gets it
Okay.
too.
Oh, wow.
Everybody's just super. You guys ride down the elevator slowly.
Hmm.
Well, this is
What an
fun.
eventful morning.
Yeah,
you all
noon,
did your
isn't it?
jobs. You all did your jobs very well. Snick, you included. That was quite good with the explosions. He's just in there. Yeah, I mean, that's why you pay me.
I mean, you
We-
could have made
we-
him a little
listen.
bit bigger. We didn't even feel him.
They were fucking fine, okay? We don't have to talk about things and make small talk on the way down. We can just wait and go do the thing.
That
Go
sounds
with-
like it's coming from someone who
He
is
seems very stressed. I mean,
uncomfortable
he
in
is. I made him.
social situations.
You called us up and you told us she was here and alive, and thank you. And she's like holding her sister now.
I light him a smoke.
I made him.
You need one?
Yes. PSA for the channel: we do not condone smoking to underage adults or children. Please consult your health
He's a
professional.
kobold.
It's a kobold.
He's a kobold.
Yes, he is a
Not a
kobold.
child.
Just a tiny man, though. Yes. Listen, we made him. He had to. The kobold's really shining through right now. You see, he's super wired. We asked him to do some stuff on the fly because you got a hold of us and then we came running up here and he did not like stitching explosive through what was available in his bag and ours. And he just kind of like upends the bag. There's a couple pieces of shrapnel left, and he goes, "I gotta restock."
I open up my jacket.
It's just eyes wide. He's like, he
Cut the
puts
bomb.
the smoke out immediately, and he's just like, "Oh no, I don't want to blow."
He smokes all the
Max-
time. It's fine.
You
As
won't-
she's playing with one hand, is going to move her skirt back slightly and reveal the 2 Jaeger bombs strapped to her thigh.
He's like stamping it out. He's like, "No, no." Yeah, if you don't mind, I get some extra gunpowder.
I'll pass him 2 bombs.
He's, thank you. I feel much better already.
I wonder what happened to the last guy about his size that you gave a bomb to.
Oh god, I forgot about him. Underboo saw it.
No one's
Yeah,
gonna
I
use it.
wonder. I
Did you
wonder
tell
where
us
he is
that
right
those
now.
weren't-
Do you think?
Those
Do
weren't
you think?
burned? Like in character?
Nope.
No.
No. I just, I think about him sometimes. How much we
He's probably
learned,
He's probably
how much
dead
we
for
should
the
not be
reasons
booping snoots.
that the city was attacked, not because of the bombs.
Well, I mean, he was fine. During the attack, yeah. We were with him during the attack.
I know, but
The
after,
elevator
I mean,
goes
like
ding, and
Wow, that's a really long elevator.
I just realized how long the
I
elevator.
skid around up and around the walls.
You can see that at the front of the tower, there's a whole bunch of mess going on, and you guys kind of come out the back entrance. You're able to peek around the corner, and you can see there's a bunch of soldiers like getting ready to move up and retake the tower that they think is lost, as a bunch of explosions went off of it. And Liliana says, "We have a spot hidden away. Just come with us, please." And they take you through the city, past the Spire of Council where you are now, that kind of central spire, I believe.
I think it was central, yeah.
Yep, Spire of Council was central. Over to the Tower of, or the Spire of Knowledge. There's a few shops they duck through. There's like a launderer and a cheap food restaurant. It smells like preservatives and really cheap, quick, fast food. All the scrungy, grimy places you would expect. And they open up the cellar door to one of these places and kind of hustle everybody into it. Get you all down into a basement. You move through some quick, tight, winding tunnels. And then at the front of the spot, you see one of the fellas like looks behind, makes sure everybody's good, and just kind of pushes aside this brick wall. It's a false door, and hustles everybody inside. And you guys open up to one of the hideouts of the not so criminal underground element of Valecor's Haven. Inside here, it's decently furnished. There's really a lot of like bunk style resting spots. It's an unfinished basement to an old place that they've sealed off from multiple angles. It's a rather large open room. There's a spot for cooking that attaches to somebody else's chimney that they are aware of, like that's on the side of them helping out, and it gets into the various like chimney chutes that go crawling up through the spires. These places that have, the big towers in the middle, they have a lot of businesses and homes that are there. So they've got to have smoke and fire places to go somewhere. They all interconnect to this spire network that runs through all these different tunnels. So they get you all set up with a place to sit, grab a drink, a warm meal. At least there's some pot that someone immediately starts tending and putting some food together. There's a larder that's just really a dry case full of different things, and they start getting some stuff put together for you guys so everybody can grab a quick meal. But they start to, seems like clockwork to these guys. They start moving through the steps, and everybody's preparing to take refuge for the night and hide away from the authorities for a time as things kind of blow over upstairs on the streets, out of sight and out of mind. But Seraphina's taken to one of the beds and is laid down, and Snick's taking a look at her with Liliana, and you hear him talking about needing to get a couple other people. She hands him a sack of coins. He looks back to the group of you guys. I mean, probably do this myself. I know a couple guys, but if anybody wants to come along for backup, I mean, it's gonna be a little wild up there right now. As soon as people figure out that Valecor's dead, it's just gonna get wild.
Tag along.
I can help. If you want me to.
I know a cleric, and I know a physician that's trained in magic. The two of them worked for us before and helped us out, and they'd be on the take, bringing the sack of money, but just get him here safe and unseen is kind of the objective. Because even though we hit him good today, the ebon hand is still moving around.
Can help with moving quietly.
All right, sounds good. We gotta get started. She's got a lot of work now that the spells are wearing off. And if we don't get started right away, she's gonna be in trouble. So he immediately heads for the exit with Jaeger and Soren in tow.
I'll go cast another Pass Without Trace 4th level so that we can move out into the city, hopefully avoid detection.
Okay, what are the rest of you gonna do? Helping out with Seraphina. There's somebody like putting some food together. Basically, the other people that were working for her are doing things like they've counted everybody up. They're putting beds together. They've got a little fireplace set up as well where they're cooking, and they've got some seating around. It's like milk crates and wood stumps and stuff like that. Just happen whatever they could put together to make this place as comfortable as possible while you lay low. It is grimy and grungy though, and it's not as clean as it could be. It's a pretty raw stone floor, so there's mud and a little bit of dampness down here. But it's safe. It's definitely well hidden. So, Blair, Isadora, Max, Doran, what are y'all up to?
Max. Max.
The voices.
Is that in her head, or can we all hear that?
No, she's like standing in front of her going, Max.
The voices.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
So, how I asked you earlier if you wanted to join my group?
Yeah.
So, it's a long process, but it'll help us combine our magics and kind of lean on each other a little.
So you and me?
Yeah, I was thinking of also bringing in Soren, but he's off doing other things right now.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm down.
Now,
When do we start? Does it have to be like the full moon?
we can start now. It's gonna take like 8 hours.
Okay. Can I get a bite to eat first and then
Yes,
possibly
I
go to the
recommend getting a
bathroom?
bite to eat because I'm going to need some of your blood, as
Okay.
well as I'm going to have to tattoo you.
Awesome. What's another tattoo? I mean, my dad's dead. What's he gonna do?
Wait, parents are disappointed at tattoos?
Yeah, they kind of were.
Oh,
They
because
were
my
also
dad was
disappointed by my scales, so like there's,
Don't
it's
worry,
a
this
low
will be
bar.
cute.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, get some food, go to the bathroom. You're gonna be on a little circle. It's gonna be a whole thing. I hope nobody walks in because it's gonna be real hard to explain that this is not a ritual sacrifice.
Okay. Yeah. Let's maybe it is a ritual sacrifice. Are you gonna sacrifice us?
No, I'm just gonna So I'm gonna infuse some of my magic into you, and then take a little bit of your magic into me, and we'll be able to draw on each other's shared magic. Essentially, I'm
Well-
gonna expose you to the ethereal plane a little bit.
Okay. Will getting some of my magic hurt me? Will getting my magic hurt you?
No, not at all.
Okay. Okay.
A
Great.
little essence tethering. Never hurt anybody.
Okay. Good to hear. Getting magic that doesn't have to be painful? What?
You're starting to recall stories that you've read about covens of desert hags that would share magic together to do more powerful things. Slightly
gonna be like-
reminiscent of that.
Are we gonna be hags? Do we get to have like the cool icky hair and like the
Well, we're not gonna be hags, but you know, it is a coven, so
okay.
you can have icky hair if you want.
Yeah, we can have the long icky hair and the cool matching costumes and speak in rhyming couplets.
Like, I can just put a little bit of oil in my hair. We get a nice sick hat. I'll use disguise
With
stuff
the
to make my nose look
pointies?
really big. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
I just imagine it's the two of them in full hag cosplay that looks immaculate. And then it's Soren standing next to them with a wax apple and a fake nose that's strapped on. And then like the dollar store hat that's like a part of it too.
They gave me this. I didn't actually want to be.
I'm just imagining like the Sanderson sisters, but one of them is Soren.
Yeah. Like in like $1 bargain bin cosplay. They were like, that'll do.
Him in
I'm just standing there.
the Sanderson sister dress, but just like very loosely fitting.
Yeah.
What do you think this
They
is?
get brooms, you get a vacuum.
Rochelle and I, this my daughter put on my Billy Butcherson wig and she had water in her hair, so I hung it up on one of my hooks to dry it off. I got my Billy Butcherson wig right there.
There you go.
Oh, amazing.
Before Max goes to be initiated into a cult,
God, this. If I had a nickel for every time I led a cult in the game, I'd have 2 nickels, which is odd. It's happened twice.
Yeah, there's a theme.
I've never asked for the cult either. It just happens.
Seems like you drive at it a little bit.
Just a little bit.
She is going to go around the area where like there some people are who are just sort of chilling and using magic on the walls with the some sort of like thaumaturgy, minor illusion type stuff. She's going to change the shadows on the wall and tell the story of how the Midnight Parliament and Seraphina fought against Valecor and like how, you know, the underground people helped save the town and just like sort of give people who weren't everywhere sort of the overview of what happened in Valecor's Haven by using sort of magic shadow puppets on the wall.
Nice. Okay.
And will clearly dramatize it, but not like make it scary. So dramatized, but not like, oh my god, Jaeger made a deal with the devil. Like,
Not
Jaeger-
traumatized.
yeah, dramatized but not traumatized.
Drama, not trauma. Got it.
Yeah.
Put that on a t-shirt.
I was just gonna say that sounds like a T-shirt. Dramatized, not traumatized.
Before we jump back to everybody else really quick too, not going to require any rolls from Jaeger and Soren working together. If one of you went, it was going to be difficult. The two of you collaborating with Snick makes this really easy because there's enough of a crowd going. So there's not a lot of crowd as you first get out. It's pretty quiet streets. But by the time you get to both people a couple hours later and you're starting to make your way back, word's gotten out. People are starting to get really freaked out. The militia's running around looking for people, but you're able to capitalize on the confusion with the two of you to draw people away, create distractions, and make your way through the streets pretty easily. You're both very advanced at subterfuge and moving through crowds. So since both of you win, I'm going to say there's no rolls required. That is just shit your characters do.
Crit success, automatic.
Power of teamwork.
All right. Let me see. Isadora and Doran, what are you guys doing in the downtime then while you're waiting for them to come back?
Doran
Well,
would like. So,
Go.
I'd count to 10's hard, guys.
yeah. Doran is gonna go to whatever kind of makeshift bar area they have set up here, and he's gonna plunk down some coin to get 2 of the strongest bottles of alcohol that they have on hand, and he's gonna go sit beside Isadora and hand her a bottle.
Liliana looks back as you like go to the barrel that contains them, and like the top's taken off of it, and there's like a bunch of bottles of booze in it and a couple cups that they keep in there just to keep everybody happy. And she sees you drop the coin and is like, you don't need to leave coin for it. We generally borrow that long term from people.
Long term as in like forever, because you drink the bottle and it's empty.
Sometimes it's favors, sometimes it's a part of a deal. We just we just don't get into specifics. I'm sure somebody of the famed syndicate of Cyorion would know a thing or two about favors and gifts amongst friends.
Okay, you got me there. How do you know? How do you know that I was in the syndicate?
We all have friends in different places, and when we realized that there were some people from outside of our realm here, I asked some of my friends who have traveled far what they know about you. Not you specifically, but it's really the and she like motions to the snakes, and it's just like, it's kind of that whole that whole dead giveaway.
Yeah. You know, I really forget about that. I've been in the winter clothing for so long that now that I'm kind of like,
I mean,
it's
you know,
warm
she
enough.
like shifts into her Farrellin form, and she's like, you know, with the tattoos, I mean, you put them on enough times, it's like they're not there. It's just like putting on that piece of clothing. You just always got it.
I feel like
Doran, kick the bottom of the barrel on that third plank right there, the one just off the seam, and she like directs you. You kind of pop it open, and there's a couple really nice bottles. Like, get the good ones.
Take one, hand it to Isadora. And
this will make up for the loss in ice giant alcohol. But I feel like she really needed it more than I did.
Yeah, Seraphina's like the full weight of everything that hit her after consuming nothing for 150 years and just getting bombed, is laying there just like, I'm still here. I am still here.
Just the pain's gone, just bliss,
Vibing.
just peace. She could sleep. She could sleep so good tonight.
She's been trapped in a mine prison for over a century. She's been sleeping a long time. Now she's coping.
There you go.
But two of you got the floor.
So what are we gonna do about these rings? We need what's your situation with all this attunement stuff? I don't understand. Personally, I've never attuned to something before, but
I thanks to the hand, I mean, I can attune to the ring. But I'm more interested in talking about what happened back there with you.
shit. Okay.
Fuck feelings. Ugh.
Seeing you react that way very much reminded me of how I started out. Just angry at everything. And without control, anger can become a wildfire that consumes everything. And so I wanted to just say that if you want it, I am here to assist you. I can help you maintain that control.
Yeah. Been like 4 years that I've just not had anybody there to offer that. So, yeah, I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me.
You are a part of this family, and I feel responsible to help you through this pain. If I had had someone to help me through the pain when it initially happened, who knows how my life would have turned out, but seeing that rage build and erupt like that. Rage has its place on the battlefield. It does. But it is important to remember that that's where it should remain.
But it doesn't just stay there. I'm
No.
still mad. I'm still really fucking mad. And at the same time, what's worse than the anger is the guilt for being angry. Because that's like, it's not like we've been peachy with each other, but when you say family, it's like, that means Jaeger too. Jaeger's family. And I just can't believe God, I'm so fucking pissed that he did that, dude. And I just still feel so bad for being mad at him.
I know a thing or two about family trying to kill you. But regardless,
that night was such a good night until you got stabbed.
A pretty good night. I mean, all things considered, it definitely could have ended better, but...
Yeah. No, I don't think I've ever seen you more angry, ever.
These emotions you have, this anger, this hatred of this thing, what is Ben doing?
I'm sorry. I'm having a moment just on the sidelines. You guys keep going.
Okay. It is important to differentiate that the anger that you have for this creature, it should not be carried over to Jaeger.
It's not just the hate for the creature, okay? It's like, I don't hate him, but I'm also personally very pissed off at Jaeger. And that's for a lot of little things and some big things, but it's like, I am valid for being mad, but I also I know he doesn't deserve it. Like, he just gave up. We none of us know to what degree he just gave up just for the chance to be able to find his family. And it's like, he doesn't even know. He doesn't know to what degree that he has to sacrifice.
This is like I said in the tower.
He
For
doesn't even know.
for as intelligent as he is.
No, I'm not calling him stupid. I'm saying,
No.
like, it's fucked, but what a profound fucking thing to do. I cannot believe he did that. I'm just in shock. And yes, very angry, but like, I also can't assume he's gonna end up like Ravik. I was trying to tell him, but like, I kept getting caught up and upset and angry. But I know he is a significantly better man than Ravik ever was. Ravik was awful. He was... He was just a fucking coward, like a little bitch, dude. Like, that's all I can do is look back and think about that time in my life and just kind of laugh. And there's a part of me who thinks, like, you know, Jaeger might be the one person who could pull this off. And I'm still scared that he won't.
I think it is also important to remember that Jaeger has something Ravik did not have. He has us.
Yeah, he does.
And we have each other.
Thank you.
Anytime.
And she's just gonna fucking drink. I just checked the private chat now.
I'm just.
It's a long one.
We were all having a moment, like everybody shipped Isadora and Doran right there. We're just like, this is it. This is what it's been building towards. Doran has his muscle mommy. Oh, Isadoran. I am full
Isadoran.
team Isadoran.
Isadoran.
You all share your moment of camaraderie and friendship amongst the fire and drinks, sharing stories and cheering each other up and speaking those words of encouragement. And within a couple hours, halfway through Blair's ritual with Maximiel, kind of over in the corner doing their seance, like staying out of the way, but near a fire because, you know, there's things that are needing to burn and stuff like that. Snick and Jaeger and Soren all come back into the basement with this cleric and a pharmacist in tow, someone who's trained in cantrip medicine and like low-level medicine for healing people. And he brings them directly over to Seraphina and Isabella. And they look around to the group of you for a minute. Seraphina's waking up slightly, just looks to the group and she goes, "Thank you again. I will hope to have answers for you on the other side of this." And the cleric casts a spell on her and just knocks her out. And the two of them and begin work. Snick kind of sets up a makeshift sheet and is like, y'all don't want to fucking see this. And kind of puts up a barricade to give them a little bit of privacy as the group of them gets to work. And Isabella comes out from around. Is it Isabella or Liliana? I can't remember which name I give to all my females fucking Fairlands, but it's either Isabella or Liliana, I feel like.
Liliana.
Yeah. Liliana comes back around from the curtain after like they get started to talk to the group of you. Sees that Blair and Max are kind of doing a thing, and they're just like, she's like, ooh, looks over to, you know, Isadoran, and is just kind of like, Jaeger, Soren, thank you. The rest of you are having your own private conversations, doing your thing. Listen, my men have said that the city is in turmoil right now, and she's kind of taken the form she's taken just in this moment of weakness. She almost looks like, with the vulnerability, she's stepped back from the Fairland look, and she really looks like a wood elf or a high elf girl from Cyorion, but just someone who remembers it slightly wrong, as if she remembers it from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And she seems a little vulnerable, and she's just like kind of stepped back into this different role. We are going to stay here for a time. You know, Seraphina needs to rest. We need to find safety. This is the quickest safe house that I know that was unoccupied, and there's other ones that are better for her recovery, but for now, this will do. You all are more than welcome to stay here as the turmoil and unrest unfolds on the streets above. Very soon, I suspect some of the politicians, those that are amongst the court, will begin making their statements, but when Seraphina resurfaces, none will stand against her. She may not like the title lady, but right now it holds much sway. And if our plan that we set in motion 2 centuries ago is now finally able to come home to roost, she will stand and lead the city. And with that, we owe you a great debt, but it is one that we cannot fulfill until she's standing on her own again. If you stay in the city for at least a day or two, when she's recovered well enough to write a note, she can seal it, sign it with something that King Deshint would recognize as her signature, and implore him to assist you. But I'm afraid we need just a little time.
Time is The least we can give.
Then please, stay here. As soon as she's ready, we can send you all on your way. This is a safe spot. It is guarded and watched over by many. Those you two on the way in, as Nick was moving in, you saw him doing a couple hand gestures and motions, and the two of you were easily able to like track and follow. There's a couple people street level. Jaeger, you saw probably half a dozen people looking from elevated positions watching this entrance that you came in, and you're pretty sure you saw similar people on the other entrance you came through. This place is watched by at least a dozen people right now. It's highly protected. So if anybody even caught a whiff of something strange going on here, those initial scouts would be snuffed out before they could return with reinforcements. It's probably the safest you guys have felt really since being inside Tavern. Since like staying in your rooms in Tavern, this is the safest you felt.
I was saying, last time we were there, we weren't exactly safe, but
Hey, early Tavern days, okay?
I've never trusted Tavern, okay?
Tavern's never been trustworthy. Least trustworthy tavern I've ever been in.
Dude, why?
Oh,
why is
do
everyone doing
that.
the Trump accents
Don't
again?
do that.
That's like doing its rounds.
Jaeger Trump never believes in Tavern.
Never.
Everybody's saying it, people, the tavern, it's not to be trusted. Very nasty.
Very nasty.
Very nasty tavern.
Such a bad guy.
Makes fresh copies of people, doesn't tell them.
Anywho,
I'll just pull Soren off to the side real quick once we're done with that conversation. Did she look a little odd to you?
sort of, I suppose. I didn't want to bring it up, but I thought it was possibly, I don't know, like a misremembered approximation. I suppose if you can take any shape at will, there are blurred lines perhaps that can happen if you are stuck between two ideals. I don't know.
But wouldn't you have, like, based it off of something you've seen? Like, I've never seen an elf. I'm assuming that way. I'm kind of leaning on your expertise there, but I'm not that well
Far from
traveled.
expertise, I mean, that's not exactly prevalent. The ones I grew up with in the sewers, a lot of them died, a few of them survived, and they sort of went their own separate ways. We saw a lot of them that lived in the woods, but months ago. Would it seem like there was a similarity there between the people that lived in Agavina and that?
a little bit, maybe.
All right.
Yeah,
It'd be
really.
easy to draw the line between, like, she's old as shit and the last time she saw an elf was like a evolutionary difference.
Right.
You
That
kind of
was
get
kind of what I was imagining.
the sense you
'Cause they
kind
were
of
all-
get is she's incredibly vulnerable and is scared. And just let me double check your insight here because you got a pretty good passive insight. Yeah, you have a 22. Okay, yeah, you're fine. So it's really picking up on the fact that she feels vulnerable and naive to this situation and scared. And the last time she and her sister were this way, or when they were living amongst the Wood Elves, thousands of years ago, as some of the original doppelgangers that lived in this world. And she's remembering something from her youth, and it feels like she's completely out of control and out of her element and fully surrendering herself to somebody else's care, and she's she has zero handle in this situation, and she's watching her sister possibly die in front of her, and she's coping,
Calling that
dealing with-
childhood
yeah,
memory kind of
it's-
feeling.
she's feeling that coping mechanism, and her body is responding in turn, and she's remembering a feeling, and her outward persona is showing that she feels safe
Right on
here
her
amongst
sleeve.
you all. Yeah, she feels safe amongst you all, and the only reason she would appear this way is if she felt safe, because she came in here as
Really?
Liliana, and she's now looking scared and vulnerable.
I think in less words convey that same idea of like she feels safe, and that's what inside it comes out.
Interesting. She's
Nice
gonna be
one.
that old?
In our travels, there are so many things that have been revealed as secrets behind curtains that at this point nothing surprises me, but I'm sure she is very, very...
She told us she was over 5,000 years old.
Max has got like burning embers in her hand as Blair's like doing stuff, and
She just opens an eye and says, she's over 5,000 years old, y'all. Don't you remember?
No,
She told us.
Yes, I remember. It's just there's...
it's still a smallish room. You guys went to the most private side, but it was like near Max, who was meditating, and you thought it was cool, and Max is just like, yo.
Don't talk about factually incorrect stuff around me.
Not that I forgot, it's just that it's an odd thing to grapple with, that there are
Blair-
people that are 5,000
Blair
years old.
boops
that are
Max.
just
Blair,
among
this
us.
is a part where this is a part where Max has to concentrate. Like she needs to focus.
Sorry.
Why
Sorry,
are you taking her
sorry.
blood? Whatever.
The ritual human sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm sacrificing her to the ethereal.
Yep.
Why does the ethereal want her?
To make up for the fact that the what's his face? The man, Kirzek, you know? I'm
The
gonna be
boogeyman.
the ethereal plane version of that.
Yeah, we're elevating her to be his mortal enemy.
Yep. To help you out,
do you want to
Jaeger.
join?
Right. No, I'm all
Oh,
right.
Max, the
Join our cult.
savior.
Join our
Join the
cult.
coven!
Join the cult.
Failed
You
with
get
it.
more
Is
magic.
it magic people only?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get more magic out of it, though.
And you get a sick tattoo. Look.
Well,
They're terrible
Isadora will
people.
form our own cult with booze.
Hookers.
Yeah. Actually,
Booze and hookers.
With
Jaeger.
blackjack and hookers.
Blackjack
In fact,
and hookers.
forget the
Jaeger.
cult.
we poured a third shot. You gotta come drink this. I'm sorry for hurting you earlier.
We actually need to talk. Can you give me 1 minute and I'll come drink that with you? But I'd like to have a chat if you don't mind.
With me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Liliana real quick and just poke her on the shoulder.
Yeah,
Everything's going to be all right.
I feel like it will, but it's out of my control, and that scares me.
The overwhelming sensation of things that are out of my control haunt me every day.
Well, I don't know what you're going through, but I have an entire city of people that have been under the heel of the dictator behind the veiled curtain that they weren't aware existed, and the cult that he served, that he brokered deals with to allow people to be taken from their families. They all depend on us being successful. And our last plan failed, and we are here finally a century and a half later for retribution. But at this point, it relies completely on her, and there's nothing I can do. I hope she's strong enough.
That right there, I think, is the key, but I don't think it's hope for her. I think that hope for you needs to be kind of centered in that you're hopeful that tomorrow will be better because of what you know she can bring. But you could also bring that too. It's not just one person.
I couldn't step into my sister's shoes.
Yeah. You don't need to. But you're not alone. There's other people that can help too, and I'm not saying this is unsuccessful by any means, and don't say I'm wishing ill on anybody, but ishing will, yeah, exactly. The thing that I have to do, and I'll get around what happened to my family and all my friends just disappearing and being sacrificed to some law, I guess. Yeah, whatever. The hope is that the next step, when this is all said and done, maybe tomorrow will be better. regardless of what happens today, regardless what happened last week, tomorrow can be different.
I agree. She
And then-
she like reaches over and grabs the bottle that's sitting next to her and pours another drink as she's sitting behind the curtain because she doesn't want to see this shit. And she's like, I'll drink another one with you and just hope for a better tomorrow.
And if all else fails, here's some smokes. And I'll light a smoke with her too. This gets me through a lot of tough shit too.
This was kind of my sister's thing, but
Hmm?
she tries it out. She's like, at first she goes, a little harsh, but I could see the enjoyment. It's been about the last time I smoked something was through a pipe. Oh,
Pipes are scary.
2,500 years ago.
Yeah, that stuff's scary. We did that and then somehow got knocked out. I saw some weird shit on a sled. Oh, I don't think I ever want to do that.
Oh, the ice giants, the great journey through the sheets. Yes.
Oh, so you do. Oh, that was terrifying.
Someone had to make contact with them first and encourage them to explore what lies beyond their reach.
I'll raise the class. Well, I guess here's to you. We wouldn't be here without you.
Unfortunately,
Hope for tomorrow.
Unfortunately, it's in our nature.
Well, if you need anything, we're here. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, we don't want to walk out in the city when it's like this, so let us know how we can help.
She's over there, and she has her drink, and she's trying to enjoy the smoke, but it's really not her thing as much as it is her sister's. And she's like hacking up a log, just like, okay, eventually like puts it out halfway, and is just like, I'm just gonna go back to my drinks.
Her sister would be proud.
The rest of y'all, any other conversations to finish up for the evening before we call it a night? No takers?
I wanted to talk to Isadora, but
Soren, join our cult.
It's called a coven, not a cult.
Be a hag. Be a hag with us.
Sacrifice game that you're playing? I don't understand.
You
What are the
pause
rules?
the
Game.
ritual and like you can talk in between it. So you pause and the two of you have like got Soren cornered trying to convince him that it's like, hey, the coven's good. And Jaeger, you see an opportunity to snag Isadora.
hey, I'm not proud of what I've done to get here, but I would do it again over and over for the very selfish reason that is my family. Whatever happened to your friends and family, I've unfortunately been on the same stick, and I've seen that look in your eye as I looked at myself in the mirror every waking moment, every morning, until I shattered the damn mirror. You don't have to be sorry. You don't have to like me. We don't have to be friends. And whatever happens, if you want to get revenge and take it out on me, I'll be the first one to lay down with you. But you have to know, as I told the party, I will do anything and have done anything to try and get my family back. It's not an excuse. And it's not right. But I went to your family and begged them to help. And they snuffed me away like I was some poor urchin begging for gold, when all I wanted to do was have them come look at our village to see if they could help. And afterwards, I stuck these crystals into my arms and got this unknown power and became this thing that is now the Nightwalker, which is some thing I've never even thought of, becoming this weird vigilante thing. And it led me back to your family. And I've done some jobs for the old family. And I know who you hate the most because he's a scumbag. I don't know if any of that would have changed if I didn't go there or what happened, but I don't know what happened. From the bottom of my heart, I don't remember doing anything to you or your friend. I didn't even know of you when you joined our party. But it could.
I know it wasn't you. I know it wasn't you. You know, Jaeger, I don't want to take this out on you. I get it. Like, I really, really understand why you're doing all of this. And when I saw what you did in that throne room, it just really hit a nerve that I had no idea was exposed. And it's like it's been 4 years, but like, God, when that happened, it felt like it was brand new, like a brand new wound. And I don't know how to handle that pain without getting really fucking angry.
Well, don't go throw crystals into your arms, because that's not a way to solve it. And that's how I solve some anger issues. I can't tell you how to get past. I'm not good with my own anger, obviously. What I can tell you and promise you is, if you want revenge, I'll help you get it. And if that means whatever's in me dies and kills me too, so be it. I may have made a deal with some creature. I have no idea who it is. But it doesn't have my mind and control of whatever else I do with it too. So I'll make a deal with you. If you want to kill it, I'll help you.
You promise?
However you want me to promise, I will. Do it in blood, I'll do it in spit, I'll do it in gunpowder, whatever you want.
I'll just take your word.
Promise.
However this is gonna end, I am deciding that if I'm gonna trust anybody, see it through the right way, I feel like you'll do it. So, all right. Thank you.
Embrace the class. Don't thank me yet.
Or that promise of the unknown and what assailants you face together. We'll go ahead and end today's session in the hidden basement of the underground operative of Valecor's Haven, soon to be Seraphina's Haven, I guess.
We love a girl boss.
Girl boss. We all stand a girl boss. Make sure if you have not level up, do those good things. Let me know if you guys are missing anything, but it's been a long 2 weeks. Next week, I think everybody will be here for St. Patty's Day, ? Cool. Maybe.
Will be, but I will have just had my wisdom teeth taken out on Friday, so
Yeah.
I'll probably be okay. But just in case I'm not,
Fuck yeah.
Extra fun session for you.
Extra fun.
Just pop a Vike and be like,
Extra
all
fun
right.
session like this.
Yeah. it's on Friday.
No,
On
they,
Friday. Juliet has hers on Friday, and she's lucid and fine. So I'm assuming similar.
It's like I was messed up the day of, for a couple hours, took a nap, and then I was just like, oh, it kind of hurts, but I could talk a little bit like this. And then the next day I was pretty much fully operational.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting.
So hope it all works well
Doesn't
for
give
you.
me
Almost a
wrong.
week.
I mean, I was still not like fully eating properly, but I was like, I was coherent. I had a little bit of pain med to take me through it, but I wasn't like,
Smoothie diet.
like I'm also
Stock
used
up
to
on
like taking
Jello and pudding and soup.
Yeah.
Pudding-
I was used to
pudding is,
taking like very serious back pain meds. So when they gave me like Vicodin for my teeth, I was like, I'm going to half see these. I know how to dose it out so it doesn't kill me.
See, I have the opposite reaction. When I had my wisdom teeth taken out, my dentist gave me Vicodin for the pain, and I was just like, okay, cool. And then I had all of the energy in the world to clean up my room, to do a bunch of chores.
No,
So,
like prescription opiates for me is when I used to like years ago smoke marijuana and like the good body high you would get. I can just like chill and focus. I'm just like doing my thing. It was like when I was programming on it when I had back pain problems, and they're like, we're gonna give you a bottle of painkillers and muscle relaxers. I would sit there at work and I would like bust out so many scripts and programs. I'd just be like in the zone programming for 8 hours. I'm like, oh, it's time to go home. Okay, dude. See you later, bro. Oh, good times. No, great session, everybody. Missed you all last week. Max, you had something to add, ask?
Yes, I did.
Talking about
Do we get a
level ups.
long rest?
You guys do
Oh,
get a
yeah.
long rest inside of this underground area. So
Epic.
you guys can
That means
finish
also
you can finish your
Coven
thing up.
time.
You finish up the coven. So Maximil, you have officially joined the coven. I need a very appropriate, girl band, boy band, pop band name for the coven. Whenever Soren joins, you'll think of a fun coven name. But regardless, you have access to the coven spells, but you are in there for at least a day, so you guys can come into a long rest the next session if you want to sit down for another day, and we can talk about Soren possibly joining. But you guys have plenty of downtime as you guys are holding out, waiting to see what happens down in the coven area. Now that there's a whole freaking coven gang downstairs, you all wake
Quit
up
your
and they're
jump and join our emo band, Soren.
like, I don't know if you want to join them.
Anything
Like
other than
you guys,
anything other than we're playing a weird human sacrifice cult game.
I don't know what
Playing a
happens, but
game.
like you guys wake up and like Maximil and Blair like have some poor young mid-20s man strapped to a stone sacrifice altar, and they're wearing goats' heads and no clothes and dancing around with daggers and pig's blood splashed all over them. Like, and they're just like, "Yo, bro, it's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's part of our band."
It's not a game. It's not a phase.
It's not a phase, Mom.
It's not a phase. Yeah, you guys very much like look like you're playing like some sort of weird like, oh, we're gonna do fortune reading kind of game, and I'm like, all right, cool,
It's
whatever.
Maximil and Blair. How do you not think it's real?
I don't know. You didn't explain
Whether
anything
it's
to me.
real
You
or
just said,
not,
join
they
our cult.
made it real. They made it happen. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Bye, Mom. We love you. Thanks for thanks for giving in to guilt as we all harassed you to join us tonight. But everybody have a wonderful night. We'll see you all next week for St. Patrick's Day and some fun shenanigans on stream. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye.